All right. Hello, everyone. Hey, welcome. This is GTS, and it's Derek. Hey, and I changed my name again. Go figure, right? It is now officially, and hopefully the final time, it is going to be SD_Gunworks. Thank you, and I am so happy for today that we get to bring in another fellow YouTuber in Canada, actually. Hey, Aomeka, eh? And before we get straight into the full Beyond introductions, I gotta say, my buddy down below me too. Who do we have? Hey, usual.
I think it's me. I don't know who it is.
Hey, Jess.
Hey guys, it's Master Great Jess. Welcome to GTS here. This Friday we have another special episode. Just like Derek said, I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. If you guys noticed in the beginning of the 10 minutes, we had a slideshow going on. That's a little thing that we're going to start doing. So to you guys out there right now watching, if you have any cool pictures of your works and you want to see them featured here just for 10 minutes on a brief slideshow, send them in to us. We will leave a link or post something along the lines. It's something that we come up with real quick. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, thank you guys for being with us. I want to introduce our boy, DG Gunpla.
Hey, it's me. I'm back again. I don't know why they keep doing this. It's good to be back, filling in for Kevin. I'm excited to be on the show again, and let's see what kind of trouble we get up to.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to say why they keep bringing you on. I mean, you are part of GTS.
Yeah, you
People
are.
People should know that he is a part of GTS, okay? But let's introduce the man of the hour, Aomeka. How are you, man?
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. No, it's thank you guys for this opportunity. Again, I've seen your show since I started, before I even started streaming on my channel, and you guys totally nail it. Your show has been really great. Your featured guest, amazing. Your personality is very diverse and very professional. I love your season 2 layout, guys. Good job on that. And it looks like you guys have made more upgrades. Oh my God, I can't wait to see what you guys can do. So it's gonna be awesome.
Well, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. We've been watching you closely too. We're keeping our eye on you.
God, oh no.
Yeah.
So we were like, I told Derek a while ago, I'm like, hey, we should get Aomeka on the show, right?
Sure.
He's like, oh, Aomeka. And so here you are now.
Who the hell is that guy? I don't know. I was telling a buddy, it's like, hey, dude, are you going to be on the show? I know, let's go watch it together. And I was sitting with Taiju, we'd have popcorn and stuff. It's like, aren't you going to be on the show? Yeah, but I want to watch it too. Yeah. I'll probably watch that. I'll probably watch a replay again later on in my PJs and having, a snack. Kind of looking at all the crazy stuff that we're going to be getting into.
We're going to be getting some crazy stuff, guys. As you guys already read on the chat in the beginning, Aomeka is half naked right now. So you guys can't see the bottom part of him sitting down. There's some weird stuff going on here. But before we keep doing that, I want to say hi to everybody who's joining us. We got Corey Johnson. We hope you're doing well. I read something along the lines of a hurricane around there.
Ooh,
so I hope you're keeping safe. Ooh. We got Hydroponica, Gunpla. We got Kelga Creations. We have Derek and G. We have Derek. Hey,
hello.
Derek,
I'm over here. I don't know.
We got Han. We got Kevin Hong. Aw. We got my side chick Kevin Hong in Lethbridge right now. We got R13. I'm just gonna keep. I would name everybody, but let's just keep going on. Let's keep rolling on, guys. I just want to remember and remind you guys that we have a Discord server. The link will be posted on the description later on, or I think it might already be there. Click on it, join the Discord server. We have so many cool people on there. It's a really fun time. And just, as always, we opened the Patreon on behalf of some viewers who told us, hey, open up a Patreon. We'd love to support the show. So that's where we are at right now. And just quick reminder that yesterday we posted our first video that isn't a live show of anything. So it's our first video. It's a new segment on the show called GTS Adventures. And the first one is GOMS 2020, where we actually, Sean and Derek and we went to GOMS, and it was really fun. The audio's a little bit weird, okay? We ran into some problems with the GoPro and the waterproof case, but, we learn, live and learn. We want to remind you guys real quick that we have the international contest going on over here on GTS Gumball Talk Show. You can enter an SD, HC, or 30-minute mission kit. It has to be culture themed. We're going to keep, so real quick, registration, we're going to extend it by another week because we know some people out there told us that there's some people out there who just haven't gotten their kits yet.
Talk about this guy right here. This guy right here.
Guilty. I hope to enter as well, so I'll try to get that on there.
There we go.
Yeah, man. do some for Canada, or just something, anything, guys. Just enter. We really worked hard. We have some really cool prizes sponsored by our sponsor, obviously, Plamod. So please go over there and enter the contest right now, because it's gonna be super cool. But let's go on to the first news. Ayo Mecha, can you please introduce this? You're no stranger to introducing anything, so can you please introduce the next slide, which is the PG?
Yeah. Oh, the PG Unleashed. So it was announced a couple of days ago that the next perfect grade is going to be the RX-78. Finally, a new perfect grade for our granddaddy, the RX-78-2, in all its glory. So yeah, let's take a look at this right now, guys. What do you guys think of the unveiling of the Unleashed?
I'm both afraid and very, very aroused.
Wow, all right.
That's weird descriptions there.
Batteries not included, all right, Sean? Batteries are not included on this. From what I've seen and all the photos, especially some of the exclusive photos you guys got here, it looks really, really good. I myself am very, very much looking forward to building it. Some stuff that I really noticed was the extra plating and armor separation. I think that is something that people are going to really enjoy, because it's like more parts, more intricacy, more details. You're going to get that full in-depth feel of the RX-78. So yes, definitely, hands down. Bandai, you finally nailed something that I would say, yeah, okay, cool. I like what you just did. Thank you.
And they didn't slap a P on it.
I know.
Well, not yet. No, you don't have the full weapon system yet. It doesn't have the
don't
chainsaw.
say
It doesn't have the secondary bazookas, the secondary shield, the hanger. Remember that truck that this thing lifts off from? Man, I could go on.
Yeah.
You want to see P Bandai? Yeah, I'll give you P Bandai.
Don't give them too much ideas. God forbid they will patent every one of those things soon.
I'm just.
I have a feeling that Ariel is working with Bandai right now. He's like, hey man, I'm giving you guys ideas. Let's charge $500 for this expansion kit. But all kidding aside, this RX-78 looks so sexy, and it looks so sexy, in fact, that our other host, who is not here right now, because he's currently cheating on me, he hates the RX-78 too. But when he saw this, he's like, I have to have it. And so, I mean, look at it. Look at this part separation, color separation. You have you have everything. You have LEDs, yes. And the best part is the open hatch mechanics. Mm-hmm. Open hatch to me is one of the sexiest things you can do on a kit. It is I don't know, it goes even way above sexy, right? Because as an engineer, I love seeing everything that's underneath the hood. Hence why, like, the MG Sasebe Verkas, one of my favorite kits, is because it has all the open hatch and stuff. It's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. So I want to ask you guys in the chat, are you guys going to get it? Maybe? I don't know. What's up, Sean?
I was just going to say, I agree and disagree with you on the open hatch. In moderation, I really do like open hatch, but when you're just, the whole thing is wide open like a friggin' puffer fish, I'm just like, no, it's not me.
Oh man.
I mean, I love seeing what's underneath. My wife is over there she's saying, I'm still waiting for the PG Sasebe.
Good lord.
Honey.
That'll cost you a mortgage payment.
No.
It's okay.
Wait, how much?
OnlyFans.
Do we have a guess yet on how much is this, or did they announce the yen price?
I think it's going to be around 375 Canadian dollars.
Yeah,
I think it was
because...
250.
Oh, that's nothing, man. If you guys open up all your backlog storages, you guys could like pawn off 5 kids.
Oh my god.
Already, man.
That's Derek.
Hey,
That's exactly what I mean. Guilt
What?
and pleasure.
I was gonna say my backlog is like the graveyard of unfinished projects. It's not even like a backlog.
I'm not gonna get into my backlog. How many I got now? I think
You
last.
and I were gonna have a chat about killing your backlog. I have a little show called Backlog Builder.
I know. I've been trying to build one as quick as you, but I'm not as talented to try to build it without a manual.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to
to that eventually. But yeah, guys, if you're getting the PGRX-78 let us know. I'm reading some of these comments. Somebody says I'm too broke. Dude, you got to open an OnlyFans like I am. That's all you got to do. OnlyFans, that's where the money's at. My special photographer, Sean, he's been taking those nice ass pictures for me. So just open up an OnlyFans.
Remember, ass pictures, guys. Said it right
yes. It says you can pre-order for 320 CAD.
Canadian.
Nice.
Ooh.
Very nice. Oh, I didn't know that.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, with LED and everything, I'm really impressed if that's the actual going on price, actually. Dang, that's going to be good.
Oh, and real quick, I just want to say thank you to P Bandai for letting us use the pictures that we're using right now for the PTRX-78 too. Just letting that out there. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. No, don't be sorry. It's all good. But yeah, otherwise, hopefully everyone gets a chance and go check out this. If you haven't actually watched the promo video for it, it looks super rad. But hey,
Yeah, I gotta
let's
do that.
that's enough for now. Talk about the upcoming PG. Let's get back to the topic of our lovely, awesome guest. Hey, Ariel. Let's start with that.
I'm here.
Hey, buddy. I know you're here. Let's get
I'm
back
just reading
to
some of the comments here because like it's really cool. It's so different to be on this side of the thing because like usually I'm the guy that's talking about stuff. And,
Yeah.
I'm still kind of easing my way into it. And thank you for asking me to be on the show again. I'm very very honored to be here, and thank you guys for that.
No, it's good. It's different to have you on the hot seat for once, hey?
That's right.
No, but yeah, let's how about go about this here because let's start with your logo because that's actually really neat. It symbolizes, I'm guessing, you, my friend. Like, how do you manage to put this together?
Oh, man, that's Overwatch. What are you talking about? That's actually
Really?
Avengers. No, wait, that is from Borderlands. No, hang on. I've seen this somewhere before. No, logo. Oh my god! You know what I forgot to put? Actually, I had like iterations of the logos. I had like several designs, and I passed it to some friends to like get some feedbacks. So a couple of things on the logo. Yes, it is my initials. If you see it, there's the A and the O, but I changed it up a bit to give it a little more of a graphic aesthetic, making it slightly asymmetric by having that little dash on the top. So a lot of consideration was put onto this, and color scheme. Black and white. It seems to be it's a metaphor because there's a lot of topics that are so black and white. That there's no gray region, so that's kind of like my little take on it. And orange is one of my favorite colors, so I figured, you know what, the color combination this work, and let's roll with it. But all my other iterations did have the colors black, white, and orange. It's just in different orientation. So at first, the border was white, and then the inside part was orange, and then black. And I'm like, that didn't look good. And it took me a while. I mean, AO Mecha itself was a project undertaking altogether in many stages, and it went through a lot of iterations and thought and questions here and there from friends and other designers. And sometimes I want to get unbiased opinions. I would put it to some of my friends that are not into this at all. So for the people that are in the community, they're like, "Oh, that's really cool. It's like a sign that you could put on your team or something." Yeah. But if I give it to a friend who is not familiar with Gunpla or Gundam or anything mecha, they're like, "Oh, Avengers," or like, "Hey, Overwatch," or like, "Hey, Borderlands." And I'm like, I like that idea because it introduces familiarity. I want the logo to be very recognizable and just something that people can identify with right off the bat. So I'm glad. I hope it does. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen it around. It. Yeah, I've seen it around before, and I say, "Hey,
it was either it was either that or my face." So sometimes I put the two together, and there we go. So
neat. That's cool. By all means. So. Now you could something else I always wondered. So you're admin of Side 6. Like I didn't get into this one. Even we've been working together on the whole Great Canadian Build Off thing for a bit there. Right. How did this hell happen?
Side 6. First of all, it's not just me. Right now, there's 3 main administration person there. That is Andrew Hilton Wig, really great guy. He's also helping us with the Great Canadian Build Off since Event 1. Very, very awesome artist as well, modeler, just all around cool guy. And Nicholas Tiada Sanchez, he is also one of our admins, but he's more on the silent partner type, and also the decision breaker. So sometimes me and Andy would have like different ideas or something. Okay, all right, Nico, what do you think? And it's like, well. And so that's kind of how the dynamics of the current administration started. But a brief history about Side 6. If you guys don't know, it's a community that we started. It's a club in South Ontario that's composed of modelers and builders in the admin. None of us run any stores or do any other stuff other than that. But we do have our own day jobs in different fields.
Similar to us here,
I think that, exactly. A community built by builders for builders, I think, was one of our main driving force. Obviously, we wanted to create a community. We didn't know where it was going to go, but like we had an idea of a direction we wanted to take it because the current statues of our local ones just felt like it wasn't something that ours as the admins and people who joined us felt like we could grow further. So 2 things for Side 6. We have a very, very, clear-cut outline of what our rules are. Some of the stuff that in the rules, I think that may differ from a lot of communities are there's no backlog or hall post. I think that one is one of our most important rules because we want to inspire people to open up their purchases, because you purchase it for a reason, go fun and actually do it, instead of like it rotting it in your storage. So that to us is a very big mantra. Some of the other stuff here is obviously encourage others and whatnot. Another thing too is we don't like a lot of red tapes. And unlike all the other, and this is nothing against anybody, I love every community out there, it's just that side 6, when you say side 6, there's no Gunpla in it. You know what I mean? So all the major community else, we have Gunpla Montreal, you have Vanpla, you have some kind of gun or pla in it.
Yeah.
And when we were deciding for the name, oh man, that was another conversation now. The original name that almost won for our club was Hangar 6. Or Hangar something, Mecha Hangar or something like that.
Oh.
And man, it was a long debate on that one. But Andrew, with further research, because we wanted to still keep it related, most of our hobby, especially in the mecha scale model hobby, is from Gunpla, Gundam plastic model kits. And we still want to have that same lore within our name to just represent. So side 6, the backstory in that one, and thanks again, Andrew, for doing the research on this. Do you guys remember War in the Pocket?
Yep.
By any chance?
I do.
War in the Pocket, 0083. They fought in multiple sides. It actually, a colony is composed of multiple sides. Like there's every side has multiple colonies in it. The side 6 has a colony called New Ontario.
Oh, geez.
So New Ontario, side 6 was the colony. It's a Gundam reference. Anything you say side something, a lot of people who are into Gunpla or into the Gundam lore universe would associate with the colonies and all that. So, and with number 6, Toronto is known as also their GTA, Greater Toronto area is known as the 6.
Mm-hmm.
So everything kind of just started making sense, and we're like, okay, cool, this is great. We're still in the mecha lore. We're still in the Gunpla lore. We're representing exactly our our local community, and we just roll with it. And to us, it was really good. It rolls really well because it's like a little bit of easy words to say. Side 6, 2 S's. Can't go wrong with that one. But yeah, and also thanks to Andrew for designing the logo for that one. It's been definitely one of my favorite ones. Iteration of it. We went through so many. I even asked for an orange one, and he's like,
really?
"Guy,
go back to your favorite
man,
color."
he totally cussed me out on that one. Like, here you go. Here's an orange one. Do you like what you see? And but yeah, no. It started off very small. Actually, a little bit of history of Side 6 is before it even started as Side 6. We knew we were going to launch it. We officially launched Side 6 August of 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's very, very new. We are very, very
What?
new. We just crossed our 1 year. Yeah, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary this past August. Yeah.
So I'm actually older than you. What?
Yeah. Like we are. I mean, yeah. I guess you are older than me in many ways. But so before.
Old man talking.
Isn't it a little too late for you, Grandpa?
There's a running grandpa joke in there. It's me for my community all the time. I blame Sean.
well, it's either grandpa or uncle.
Uncle. Yeah. No.
Yeah. And before we launched Side 6, another thing also as part of our mantra is we want to make sure that we are stayed connected and build a network of relationship with all the other communities, because I think that is important, because we are such a I don't want our community to be closed off as its own island kind of way, because like I think sharing ideas with other communities, sharing the same love for our hobby is important, and that's the same kind of like mentality that we have. Obviously everybody in our hobby is very competitive. It's just part of our nature, and I'm not saying competitive in a negative context. I'm talking about like we go to these local events or even online events and participate in a competitive match because we want to show our work, our creativity to the world. That to us was very, very important. So we made Side 6 public. Anybody could look at us, could check us out. You don't have to join, but if you do, I promise you the people there right now are very, very welcoming and very, very much into the same thing you are. And again, we don't discriminate. We welcome every people from many levels of skill set, be it you starting off right now and trying to get into it, or be it veterans. We have a lot of veterans in Ontario that have participated in various events in the place, and they are constantly posting in our community, and it's vice versa, because like we also post in other communities as well, right? And that's the whole network about. And we're talking about Canada, but in Canada alone, I didn't know how many communities out there. So one of the things that I was fortunate enough was I was going to go to Vancouver to meet my friend Johnny at a convention during GBWC. At first, I wanted to just check it out and all that stuff, but then I figured, you know what? Why don't I just enter GBWC there? So all of this was happening. So it was towards GBWC of August, and it was myself, Andrew, and 3 other previous I want to say admin, co-creators, if you will.
Okay.
And they did not decide to stay because it conflicted with their interest and what they wanted the community to be. So it is what it is what it is. But Andrew and I stayed and started it. So we're like, hey, let's see how far we could take it, kind of deal. So we took a chance at it. But before that, while this was being created, in parallel to that, totally not related, I was going to go to Vancouver anyway. But since we are now in this whole let's create a community, I contacted Vanpla because I was curious about their community out there. And I know that GBWC was happening, and it was hosted by Vanpla at Anime Revo, and I started talking with their administration there. They're very, 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 very amazing people. And shout out to everybody in Vanpla. I do miss you guys, and I can't wait to hang out with you guys again. They showed the most hospitality anyone could ever achieve. But not only that, you know what I noticed about that? They so I met with Derek.
Yeah.
And he's one of the presidents for Vanpla, really awesome guy. And that's me with the sorry, I'm just looking at the slide now at the GBWC. So that's my entry for that.
I know. And we were just talking about that. So
yeah, we were just talking about I was thinking of starting a community, and I was bouncing off ideas with him, and he's like, he gave me like a lot of sound advices. So obviously, like the most important thing about the community is not the community or the brand, but it's the people that represents it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that really stuck because we wanted to show the creative people in our community locally, and we want to share that with the world. So that is something that I took back with them, and we stayed in contact. I really am still to this day very much in contact with Derek and some of the people from Vanpla, and I post there regularly as well, just because I do want to share support on that, and I do post in also other communities. But that being said, after seeing the type of community they have there, it's very well knit, well tight, and it's also like a symbiotic relationship. They don't even see it as we're part of Vanpla. Like no, they say we are Vanpla. Like as in we are the community, and it's so amazing, that feeling for that. And when I got there, they even said like, hey, you're pretty much a member too now. And I'm like, oh guys, like this is so welcoming. It's so welcoming.
One of these days we want to visit over to BC to meet the guys in Vanpla too. Hey, because I think a couple times I was talking to Dennis too and say one day we gotta go over there and meet up too and check out. But it sounds like everyone's really, really cool. So that's why I'm really glad.
Exactly. And then right after that was also GBWC Montreal. So when we also went to Montreal as a group now with Nicholas Tejada Sanchez, Andrew, and a whole bunch of our other friends. We went there and then we started talking with GMTL.
Was that on the next slide there, or was it the? Is that?
Like it's way further along. So if you keep going down the slides, we could go to a little bit of the slides, I guess. So the next photo on that slide, this one is like the group that I went to meet up with in Vanpla. So those are the members there. Also, Young Kim, that's him at the back.
Really?
So if you guys, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, I've mingled with Young Kim.
Holy shoot!
Yeah, while I was there, I made sure that Side 6 networking has begun. We're here to start something different, something new, and something for our community. And the support that we got from them and just the wise words and all that stuff has been really inspiring for us, and we take it to heart as well. So yeah, I mean, let's just keep going to the slides. Let's keep going. Actually, while I was there, the next slide over. Yeah. One of their presenters, because they do their own presentation in the convention. And they one guy kind of couldn't make it, and they go, Ariel, you seem to like to talk.
I was wondering. I wonder how the heck you managed to get pulled into this. I say, wait, you were traveling.
I literally was standing on the side because I was talking with Derek, and then some guy's like, hey, Derek, we have an issue, and it's like, Ariel, just hang on for a second. I'm like, okay, so I'm there, just kicking the can, looking down at the floor, looking at the ceiling, checking stuff out. And they're like, hey, Ariel, like, how comfortable are you? Like, you seem to know you're knowledgeable with Gundam, and I'm like, a little. I speak a little Gundam.
You speak a little Gundam. I was going to say the next slide over. I noticed the number of crowd. I said, holy shoot, you got thrown into that.
So I was not planned at all. And that's the first time they introduced me. It's like, this is Ariel from a new community out in Toronto. And they're like, oh, like everyone was cheering and everything. I'm like, yeah, guys, Side 6 is coming this August. So I'll let you guys know.
Oh, man.
And yeah, it was a very, very interesting experience. I'm glad to do that. I'm very fortunate and lucky to be in the right place in the right time most of the time. And this is definitely one of those stories. And the amount of people that support and that are into Gunpla, especially that they're so close to the Asia side and market, they're very, very, very much into it. So kudos to them. They built a really good community out there. So and that's kind of feel and vibe that I wanted to bring back. This is the type of stuff that was like, cool. Let's see what I've learned. I made some recon. I made some networking, and I want to continue building on that. So if you keep going to the next slides,
I'm gonna ask a really quick question. I say, hey, I was going to say, like, with all these many people, like, you weren't nervous at all, or you just got thrown into this? Like, hey,
I've always been shy, especially in high school and a little bit of college, because like I think I stutter or my jokes are not going to be funny. I don't think they are still, anyways. But I'm comfortable with talking with people because I think facing that fear of confrontation, facing that fear of like talking to strangers is something that I did kind of had to go through and work around. So it's very good practice. I was nervous, but I'm something I'm comfortable talking with because it's something I like. We're talking about Gundam here. It's not rocket science. I'm not gonna present something obviously I won't know anything about. But yeah, and it was kind of cool. Like I even corrected someone because I think who's the best waifu, and someone said I don't know Lala or something. And I'm like,
boy.
No, or go home. And they're like, it was. No, it was a really good banter between the audience and the speakers, and they're like, "Oh, holy crap!" They didn't know how much energy I have, by the way. So that's another thing too that they didn't expect. So, I do love to talk to people, as you know, and just I think, I just like Jess, you mentioned earlier, you love people. I'm the exact same way, man. It's all about connecting and talking to people. So,
hey Jess, would you ever want to stand up onto a crowd like that?
Oh, I mean, I could. I definitely. I'm not scared of talking to people at all. So
you're on here, right?
You put me in front of people, and I'll speak all the time. It doesn't
exactly.
It's not like it's all about getting to know everybody and just feeling comfortable with yourself, right? And that's what it's about, right? I think one of the things that I should mention is that when it comes to kind of like a hobby like this and speaking to people where we share the same mentality and the same kind of love for a certain thing, in this case, building Gunpla models or more, it's easier to talk to because you have something in common, opposed to when you talk to someone completely different who maybe doesn't see what you see, and so sometimes it could be a little difficult. But definitely talking to people like about Gundam or anything, it's one of my favorite things in the world. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, Ariel, when it's about that. So
exactly. Awesome. Yeah. Go on.
So Ariel, we have some questions for you. Actually, we have the first surprise question from one of our most awesomest viewer, Old School Skill. He has two questions for you. Actually, they're very awesome questions. He says, "How do you manage your production editing time for your streams and interviews? As it appears you don't ever stop."
The people that know me and close to me know that I have a little saying that goes. Anything that's worth doing is worth overdoing. I enjoy what I do. I'll do it as much as I can while I can, as I can, kind of deal. How do I deal with production? Very, very difficult. I'm not saying this is an easy job. It's not even for anyone. That's especially if you're not ready for this kind of stuff. But at the same time, that's what powers me because I wasn't ready when I did this. I just ran before I could even walk, and I did not regret anything about that. So in regards to the production, I studied a lot of people. I studied a lot of techniques. I took parts from stuff that I like. So with my background too, before all this stuff, I actually wanted to be a comic book illustrator when I was younger in high school.
Yeah.
And I followed a lot of artists, Jim Lee, Michael Turner, Joe Mad, like just to name off some people. And the thing is, like when I was practicing illustration, it was like, what do I like from these artists? Because that's what excites me. So then when I was doing the show, and even when I do my work, I still have that same workflow process. I study first what I like that I enjoy from others, be it online or in person, or a personality or a subject topic, whatever have you, visual settings, if you will. And I wrote it down on a book. I actually have a strategy book for AO Mecha. Everything's planned there. Everything from the what I wanted to do, transitions, schedules, and all that stuff. It's a full project management book, and there are lots of strategies there that I have not even executed yet. And sometimes I talk with my friends here, like Jonathan and Andrew and Nico. Sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. And you're like, where did you even come up with that? It's like, well, I've written this like a year ago, but like I've not had to do it. So for example, for Site 6, there's some stuff that I wanted the community to do, but never did it. Because like every time I approach the communities here, I'm like, hey, this is an event I was thinking of doing. What do you guys think? It's like, no, that's not the best interest. And I'm like, well, okay, then thanks. So everything that we do for Site 6 too, sometimes is like, it goes through that kind of iteration of like, flow and process. But to answer in regards to production, a lot of it is trial and error. A lot of it is kind of like just studying up and knowing the equipment, knowing the software, and the type of content. Know the content. So the thing is, like, I'm the content in most of my shows, right? So that means I got to know myself in order for me to present myself, right? And that's a lot of reflection, because like, who are you? Like, who the hell is Ariel? Like, why do you even give him some time to think? I'm just like you guys. Like that's at the end of the day, the most basic thing I could derive myself into is like, I'm literally just one of you guys. I'm sharing the exact same passion for the hobby. I enjoy almost the same thing you guys do. I just want to chat with you guys, because there are some people there that are just looking for that people too to just connect with, right? You have the people that are just so isolated, they just want to talk to someone and be with someone and just talk about the stuff that they enjoy. And it's very rare to make friends these days, especially with all the options that's available. And I say that lightly because I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But because our community is so tight knit that, like, I'm just want to be that extra voice to like, hey, let's chat. Yeah, that's it. So hopefully that answered your question about production. It really, it's really trial and error. And when I get them, I have like all sorts of, like, I haven't even used this right here, production. This is a new rig that I have for my camera because I want to start taking my camera out and shooting some stuff outside. So I have no time to do this stuff. So I was like, there's one. I have like a whole bunch of other camera gear that I have not touched yet, because I'm naturally curious about everything that I find or technological or something that will help me become either a better person or become knowledgeable at a certain skill set or equipment. So during COVID, like, that's what I kind of invested my time in, like just learning stuff. And I also try to learn stuff that are transferable, especially for, my field. So if I could do a presentation with a client with the stuff that I could do now, hell yeah, let's do it. Right. So,
so
that's it.
Works. And second question says, which kit do you wish you could build for the first time again?
Oh,
this is such a fun question.
Do you guys remember your first perfect grade?
Still working on it.
Yeah, it's a unicorn, and I'm still exhausted.
Okay. How about you, Jeff? Do you remember your first?
I do not have my first. I don't have a perfect grade. My perfect grade, the one that I have in my house, belongs to my wife. She was the one who built it.
Okay. So, I fell in love with the perfect grade, and her name was GAT 105, the Strike. It was the first perfect grade I owned. Oh yeah, I also know Gundams by serial number. It's crazy. Me and Nico getting conversations, because sometimes I would just name off the serial number and he goes,
I do that.
What is that?
I do that.
Right.
Too.
So, and the GAT 105 Strike, because it was seed that I got back into model kit. So when I saved up and actually got a Strike, the feeling of building a perfect grade was nothing that you could compare to when you're building a master grade, a high grade, et cetera, that I've built before. Before that, I'm just thinking about before that. I've built a whole bunch of kits, obviously, since then, including RGs, REs, and whatnot. But I think if I could rebuild the perfect grade Strike all over again, I would love that. I would love that very much.
Is this the first iteration of it, or are you talking about the one that came out this year?
The first iteration. So this was 20 years ago.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. Yeah,
a long time ago. Yeah. The first perfect grade. Yeah.
Man.
How about you, Sean?
Honestly, I would love to redo the Kshatriya again, because I had a lot of fun on that build.
All right, respectable. Derek?
Probably my dual Gundam, my God X 102. Technically my Tiny. Because I magnetized the crap out of it, but do you know what? My paint job is so crap. And do you know what? It haunts me till today because it's still sitting right next to my desk.
You can always get another one, man.
Do it, man. Pull the trigger. Do it.
Trying to find the kit is so hard right now to get a dual Gundam. Do you know what? I looked at the relaunch.
You want me to check my backlog?
Oh, God. Are we comparing? We're comparing our sizes again. Jeez.
Oh, no. There's no comparing with mine. But, yeah, I mean, if you need one, we could talk about that, man.
Don't worry about it. I already have enough backlog to work on.
Awesome. Thank you for that. The questions, old school. That's really cool. That's a very interesting question.
Well, moving back over, unless there's more questions, I would say we're going to slide 16 because I'm losing track here because I'm looking at multiple screens, guys. So sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So number 16. So these are your winners for GBWC Eastern Division. You have Nicholas Tiada Sanchez. You have Andrew Hilton Wig, and this little freaking guy. No, kidding. Nathaniel. He's really great. He's part of my other build team here called Team Also. Not as active right now because we are doing a whole bunch, like there's life priorities and whatnot, but they do post here and there. And these guys are all part of Side 6, and the reason why I included this is because like our community have these great people in them as well to help people, inspire them to achieve greatness. You know what I mean? So Nico always posting, Andrew always trying new stuff, so I really admire him for that. And Nathaniel, he did the custom God Gundam, if you guys remember from last year's competition. Man, it fell I think once or twice while we were having lunch or dinner, and he had to run back to see if everything got like smashed. Yeah. And
holy shoot.
Exactly. And also Andrew did a custom Taurus for that one. It's such a beautiful kit. Really good custom. And our winner, obviously, Nicholas Tiada Sanchez. At this time, Side 6 is not even alive yet. We're like literally, it's like 9 months pregnant and it's about to pop anytime soon. And it was good. Like we talked again, we went to Montreal not only for the competition, but I managed to network with the rest of the administration there. So I connected with GMTL and Gunpla Ottawa, and unfortunately as well, Dio Gunpla also was there. Ariel from
yeah.
There. So it was like a perfect like mini meetup. Like, hey, we're thinking of doing a thing for Ontario. This is what we're thinking of doing. What do you guys think? Full support. They're all like, yeah, I think it's good to have another one community out there, especially with the type of idea and mentality that we want to bring to the table. And so it was a really good meetup, and we pretty much showed that like, hey, we want to create a community and network with you guys. So yeah.
Now saying that's amazing because Nico is really cool and I've seen his kits and I love our guys seeing it and we talk about it.
He's okay. He's
yeah,
he's
sure,
all right.
Sure. How about this?
Doesn't need any more buffing.
How about this one there, Mr. Who are you shaking your hands with?
See, I didn't know who this guy was. He came up to me. It's like, oh, I heard you're that guy that's talking stuff about me. I'm yeah.
I would say, geez.
Mr. Meijin Kawaguchi, sensei, and man, it was an honor touching. Dude, he smells so awesome awake. It's amazing. Literally, like being that close to like a legend was just. I was blown. I was in that post, even though he walked away like 5 minutes later.
Really?
They're like, all right, we gotta go. So it was.
Oh, shit.
It was definitely. So he was. What the story that went. I was just coming back from lunch. And Victor from GMTL was there trying to get. He's bringing the lunch for Meijin Kawaguchi, and I just happened to be walking with him. He's like, "Oriel, where you go, man?" Like, "Oh, I just came back from lunch." Okay, we gotta get going. I'm like, "All right, where are you guys going?" "We gotta get the lunch to Mr. Kawaguchi." And I'm like, "Oh no shit. Okay, I'll go with you guys." So we were walking up the escalator, and so he's walking with his translator and the bodyguard, and I'm there walking with Victor, and I'm like, in my head, okay, obviously I'm composed. When I was looking at him, I was full composure. In my head, I'm going, ah. And I was like, holy crap. Like, I didn't think I was going to see this guy ever, like, this close. And I'm like, hi, I'm Ariel. And he's like, can I take a photo with you? And he's like, yeah. He was like, he didn't say yeah. I think he said hi or something like that. And he just nodded. And I started nodding. And I'm like, am I supposed to be looking at you? Am I supposed to be looking at the ground? I forgot the whole Japanese culture and being polite. So I really am sorry about that, Mr. Kawaguchi. But, like, being in a presence for him, he was so humble. I said, thank you for, coming to Montreal. Thank you for judging us, and thank you for Gunpla. And he's like,
okay. Nice.
So I got the nod of approval. Son. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I'm sure he gets that all the time from like fangirls. But like from me though, man, this is definitely a milestone in the Gunpla adventure. Anybody that you could get a chance to like meet like this person would be very, very humbled. I've seen his videos. You guys obviously seen his videos. From,
the announcement. Well, just through Gundam Network and everything that's happened.
Yeah,
he's so cool.
Exactly, it's so cool. But like seeing a legend in person, like you ever heard that saying that like never meet your hero? Well, this guy was never really a hero. He's an inspiration. So meet your inspiration, because like this was really cool. Like I was really floored by it.
I should ask this then. Hey, Jess, who would be something you would be say you would want to meet your inspiration?
If I had to meet somebody, the thing is, so I think we talked about this a little bit yesterday with Ariel, where you said, that this is if I were to, just close everything down tomorrow, I'll be okay with everything. To me, that happened to me season 1, right?
Yeah.
When I first met, the Saintism on even online, right? And when I met, it's a Gunpla, right? It's a Gunpla. When I met him, to me, if I could meet him in person, it'd be awesome. But I've already talked to them via voice and in camera, and I've already been there. So other than that, everything else that is happening now, when it comes to meeting new people, it's just wonderful. But to me, I've already peaked, right? I already peaked. I already met It's a Gunpla. I already met It's Saintism. Those guys were. You guys remember It's a Gunpla episode? I was fanboying the hell out of that episode. Okay, I couldn't stop. My smile, and then even when I finished, I went upstairs, and my wife was like, "You're just super happy." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, like it's a Gunpla, it's Saintism. Like, what am I gonna do?" So, how about you, Sean?
Oh boy, I mean, Gunpla community wise, I'm honestly not 100% sure because I mean, there's people.
You already know me.
Yeah, I already know you.
And you already spoke with me like right now, man. So it's all good, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, there's people that I'd like to just casually hang out with, but I don't know if there's anyone like I've got on a pedestal that I'd like to.
Oh, you do?
Huh?
You told me about him. It's a Xeon or from Australia.
Yeah, Ghost of Xeon out in Australia for sure. But I mean, he's also just one of those people that I just want to sit down and have a couple of beers with, as opposed to like worship the ground he walks on, kind of thing. So,
oh man, no, I would say, unfortunately for me, I'm actually the type of guy is I don't have one. If it's anything, my goal.
You have to choose one.
I have to choose one. To be honest,
you have to choose one, dude.
I have to learn Japanese then first because I want to meet the same man that Ariel did meet. I want to see if I can get more than 2 words out before I stutter.
I would love to see that. I would pay to see Derek just meet him.
I think he would just faint. He needs to meet him a second time just to count.
Yeah.
I was basically that inner monologue that you had would be his outer monologue. Just all of a sudden, brain broken on floor.
It would be, because the fact is, like, I would not know what to exactly say. Alina asked me this like a couple weeks ago, because a few weeks ago after she won the whole entire award thing online, and she was like so stoked, and I say like, wouldn't it be awesome if one day we can meet him? And I say, oh my god, I would love to meet him, but I would not know what to say because A, I don't know a lick of Japanese out there. And B, is that I probably gonna be so shaken and I would stutter worse than I am now. And that means a lot.
Yeah.
But that's me anyway. But thanks, Ariel. But I'm so happy that you actually get such a cool chance. Like, you enter, and then with so many guys that you went out with, and you also run into him. That's amazing. That's actually cool.
I have the weirdest luck ever, and my friends could attest for that. I'm very happy that lucky streaks like this happen. It's also, there's also the bad stuff that happens, but definitely this one was a stroke of luck that I'll never forget for sure.
Oh, and talk about this again. Go to slide 18. Is there a reason why we see it?
So the story behind this one, Nicholas is, hey Nico, you're finally on the chat. So Nicholas Tejada Sanchez.
Yeah. What up, Nico?
He's been so active on that one, and we were launching Side 6. So this is our first prototype Side 6 shirt. He was supposed to bring this to Japan when he won GBWC, and our messenger couldn't get to him on time, and he flew out. Literally 2 hours, he would have brought Side 6 literally to Japan.
Oh.
So the next slide over, we did manage to get the flyers. So this photo that you're looking at now is a flyer of Side 6 in Japan in the finals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if we're talking about Side 6, we have put like a little flag in the other side of the world already. So that's something that it's a little gesture and kind of like, hey guys, we're gonna go big or go home kind of thing. So
oh man, I was gonna say your Side 6. The following slide on 20. It just reminds me of home. It's like what we do here. It's so
Exactly.
funny.
Welcome. Thank you.
Well, that's the thing. It's like we do our own like meetup every 2 weeks and everything. And seeing this image makes me happy. It brings me a
Awesome.
memory. Yeah, I can't even I wouldn't even imagine like all the smiles there. Like
Yep.
what shenanigans
And-
they'd be up to.
So you want to hear some more scary luck?
What's that?
I was there so there's a store here called Wheels and Wings Hobby, and this is their second floor. So when I was there, I didn't know they carried Gundam, so I started looking around and I started talking with I didn't know was the owner, because like, oh, what do you think of these kits? Do you think they sell? And I'm like, well, it depends who you are, but like this guy here, very very popular. I started telling him about Gundam, and he's like, you're very knowledgeable. And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually starting a new community. I'm actually here to speak with the manager. I was hoping we could leave some flyers. And he's like, a new community? What, about these Gundams? And he's like, yeah. Well, you're talking to the manager already. And I'm like, oh, holy cow. I didn't know. So so he was already testing me. And he's like, yeah, I want, like, his store finally started carrying more and more model kits, and we noticed that. And then we were just talking about that. He seems to be knowledgeable. And I showed him our community in Facebook. And he's like, oh, yeah, like this is just from, week 2. And we got 30 members already. We're so happy about that. 30 members, the first 30. We were so happy. We're like, hey, there's more than 5, which is we were predicting.
Holy shoot.
And, well, we want to aim realistically, because we're not going to grow super fast or anything like that. But we're not here for the numbers. Another thing also to keep in mind that with Side 6, we go for quality, not necessarily quantity, right? There's a lot of people that just ghost there or just listen, and that's fine. But we want to get really active members to show their work, to encourage others and all that stuff. So when I was talking to him, he goes, yeah, I'm just looking around to, obviously get some local sponsors, because that's another thing too. Our club is actually locally sponsored by various stores, and we knocked on a lot. I was on foot knocking on doors and with a card with just a cold call, that kind of stuff, and just introducing myself in our community. We work really hard to get us what we can for the community. Like we're just like, okay, what can we? Where do we buy our kits? Who can help us out? So. With the show of our enthusiasm and our plan to grow this community, Wheels and Wings Hobbies definitely is a very very big factor at that one, because he goes, well, funny you're here, because we actually are cleaning up our second floor, and we're thinking of doing that as a build room. Actually, IPMS Toronto and another club uses that room if you guys want to use it. And this is me going yes, I will take your room.
Well, I was looking at it. I say it's a storage room, but do not.
It literally is a storage room. Yeah.
But do not. Funny enough, actually, that's all awesome, because the fact is you actually managed to get so many people. I remember when originally, before Alina and Sean and myself took over a group, our group started as an online Facebook group for back in 2018. It was in a bakery.
I'm still jealous of that. I'm still so jealous of that.
Right. So again, all of these are luck. This just I just have to be in the right place, right time, and just talk with people. And so that's been kind of our fortress for the last, before the pandemic. So since September was our first meetup, I believe, or end of August or September, one of those was our first meetup.
Oh, okay.
The first meetup we only had 6 or 7 people show up, but it was awesome. It was more than 2 people showing up aside from me and Andrew. So it was kind of cool. And then it just kept growing and growing, and the meetups became awesome. And it's cool to just build and chat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So and diverse people from many levels and many type of genre as well. So this one here, the next photo you have on screen, this is the SD cell shading competition.
I was going to ask about that. It's who you guys actually did a class on cell shading?
We didn't do a class. We did a competition.
Oh, it's a competition. Okay.
Yeah, but it's more of a group build, really. So it was a group build, and we opened it to anybody that's inside 6. It's kind of one of our first event. The metal that you're looking at there is a design that Andrew did and actually made as well, because he has a wood router and laser cutter at home. So
really?
That was
shoot. That's
so
wow.
The admin is composed of many different skill set that is very, very unique to them, and that's what we leverage and utilize to make sure that we bring something to the table to help with our community. Except for Nico, he's just there for a pretty face. But
it always there's a counter online here that say the number of times you say Nico.
Yeah, there is. So I'm gonna be cutting all my videos, and cause I never pronounce his only short name. But when we are in person, I call him by his short name. But I made a mark to myself that every time I'm online, I'll say his full name out loud.
I swear it's gonna become a drinking game after this show here.
Yeah, no, and the winner for this one is Martin over at Montreal. We met him also during the competition, and he loved it. He nailed it. He was so into it that he made another kit of the same thing. That's totally not even the competition because like he just loved it. So to us, reason why I put this picture here is because we inspired someone to continue doing something that he loved, but that he didn't even know he loved. So to me, that is definitely a milestone photo.
Nice. I was going to say the following slide. You guys it's sad because during COVID and everything, you lost like a lot of time too. Like probably same thing as we did for the first few months. We couldn't even get out of our houses really for the first part.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at your image now of you guys trying to Skype online doing your builds.
Yeah, actually that is Zoom. So I purchased Zoom an account for that because I wanted to keep connected, and this is part of some of the investment that we want to for the community. So because we weren't able to connect locally, we had to look at alternative sources. Actually, some people there are not even in Ontario, which is amazing. We got people from BC. And Chandra over there, she's from San Jose, California. She's a close friend of mine as well, and she loves building Gunpla, so she was able to join us, and it was great. We might be apart, but we were together in a sense of we're conversing, we're building stuff. So, and that's when we make our announcements, news updates, keeping everybody up to date. So I'm glad the technology today that allows us to communicate, especially right now, like what we're doing right now. This show. And just being connected. We're all over the place. Well, you guys are local, but I'm from Toronto.
That's the one thing where we're really blessed for is that all was it 4 of us team members were in one city somehow.
Exactly. So that's awesome, right? And I think that's really good. And it gave us a good opportunity to connect.
Yeah. Oh, and
now did you guys kind of find something similar with us where the longer you were stuck doing the virtual meetups, the more you kind of wanted to reach through the screen and strangle each other?
Yeah, I mean,
we definitely ran into that with ours.
Yeah.
One of our members was completely topless the whole time, and we're like, oh my god.
Sorry,
guys, it's so freaking hot right now. It's the middle of summer, and then I'm just like, oh my god.
No.
Any objections to this? There's ladies here, guys. I'm sorry about that, Nicholas Tejada Sanchez. So, we stay connected, but I don't think the good thing about community, I don't think there's any drama. There's no real issue. There's no real troublemakers. And we're very proud of our community in regards to the members and their joy. They show their joy in their posts, and you can see it. Like the way they post, it's like, I'm working on my leg today! Exclamation mark. If I put exclamation mark on everything that they post, that's how happy I read them all the time. So kudos to that.
Oh, and hey, we got another pop-up question again. Hey, Sean,
Sweet.
You want to ask this one?
Sure, why not? So Mecha Uvio asks, what's your top 5 favorite kits? Gotta answer in 10 seconds.
10 seconds?
1.
Top 5?
Let's go.
2.
All right. Zeta, Exia, Strike.
4.
What else do I like? The Overflag, and I would say EXS.
Oh,
right.
2 seconds
Very
spare. Nice.
Sean.
Huh?
Name it.
10 seconds.
Oh God. Okay. Master Grade Goof, Kshatriya, the RE100 Ifrit, the HG Hyakushiki Revive, and the War Greymon.
Ooh, right at the last second.
Yeah,
Finally,
nice.
Jess.
If I had to choose, the MG Sasubi Verka, the RG Sasubi, the MG Barbatos, the RG New, and the MG Jesta.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa, good choice.
He knows it too quick. Dang it.
Yeah.
But he also went last.
Oh, that's it.
Well, no, Derek hasn't gone yet.
Derek hasn't gone yet. Yeah,
Derek? Yeah, Derek
Okay.
has been a little sneaky.
Okay,
yeah.
fine. I got my dual Gundam, Master Grade, dual Gundam, Master Grade Camphor, my Perfect Ray Astray, and then my little Shining Knight Gundam, and last but not least, which I'm hoping to get, the Master Grade Unicorn EX.
Nice.
Very nice.
Now I had the longest time to actually try and answer that question.
I know, he just back to 8. Went 7 and went back to 8.
Yeah.
I saw that. And then... And shout out to Yan on that one. He also watches the stream, so thank you for that question. Really challenging, I might say as well. 10 seconds, really? Come on, guys.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that was a dick move, bro.
I know, right? No, we'll roast him after. I'm gonna give him like 10 seconds to answer some really difficult questions.
All right, so the other question that we got is from Orb Weaver. He's asking thoughts on the current state of the community and things that you'd like to see become norm in the near future.
That's a really good question. Very, very good question, and I appreciate that kind of question because it's like a lot of thinking about it. The current state of the community.
No time limit this time, thankfully.
I know, right? The
10
current
seconds.
state of the community, I think. I know, right? Well, fuck all you guys.
We love each other here.
I know, right?
Can't we see?
Brotherly love.
It was fun.
The current state of the community, I think, is right now the time we live in, this present right now. I think is one of the best times to be in the community, and I'm not talking about the type of kits that are out there, the type of so and so that people build and whatnot. I think it's the fact that we're able to connect as a community in various regions, in various forms of media, be it local meetup, community events, or virtual like this. And I'm talking about virtual communities, virtual communications, Zoom, etc. We're living in a good time right now to be able to share your work, be known in other parts of the world, communicate, and just be network in a hobby that's a very was before niche is becoming the norm now, right? For example, a couple things in the news off the bat: Japan and their one-to-one scale statues and animatronics. When the RX-78, when the first statue was unveiled, man, I wish I was able to go. And it stood there for 10 years and I couldn't go just because I didn't have the resources and whatnot. Still a regret, but at the same time, I'm glad they made it. The unicorn right now is standing there, and then we have our walking, amazing RX-78, Gundam out there. I think we're living in a really good time on that, and having a community to talk about things like this, to get news fast, to again just like show stuff from all over the world. I think it's a really good state. Now, that's the positive side, and not a lot of people talk about the negative side of stuff. Right, and I'm not going to dwell on that, but there are negativity in any communities, which I don't like and I don't appreciate. Things like cyberbullying, things like flexing when you don't need to, putting people down.
Oh my God! Yes.
Insane elite toxicity, if you will, and just people that comment in a very sarcastic way or very downgraded, demeaning to others. I hate that. I 100% hate that. And I always stand up for like, hey, guy, I think you're a little too much on this. Well, I'll just ignore them. But like, if they keep persisting, then okay, we're gonna have some words, right? I try to avoid conflict, but you have to resolve it. Running away from something is one thing, but if you can't find a resolution, then that's another issue altogether. It becomes your problem because you, I don't think, did enough to help it. In regards to what to become in the near future, I hope that people become better, become more understanding, and become more creative.
Become new
There's
types.
so many. I mean, in a sense, right? Like, because I think that higher plane of acceptance and understanding for our hobby is something that we could all achieve. I think being connected like this, like that, what we're doing right now, a collaboration between others that share the exact same common, not just content. I'm not talking about content as in like we're doing live shows. I'm talking about liking the hobby, talking about stuff that we enjoy. I think that what we're doing right now should be an example to others, saying that like, hey, this is a communication, this is a forum. You guys might have different POV and stuff. I might have different POV and stuff, and that's fine. It's good to voice out your opinion, but you can't jam your opinion to someone else's beliefs.
Exactly.
Especially. All right. Just because Art Federation is better than Xeon, you don't have to preach that all the time.
Come on, Sean. Go at him, Sean.
Fighting
it's
word.
really nice.
Go
Like, I mean,
at him,
sure,
Sean.
you drop one colony here and maybe take over a colony there, but you know what? Who built the colonies? Feddies. Who patrolled them? Feddies. Who policed them? Feddies. I mean, but it's all about neutral, respect. With like
Sean has. Let me just tell you, Sean has a picture of Char on top of like his bed.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
So
Does the battery come with that?
I was going to say, that legendary portrait of Napoleon riding that horse? Yeah, I just slapped Char's face on it.
yeah.
But in all instances, like the thing is, like there's the type of cheeky that I like, but then there's like the bad cheeky.
Yes.
The other day, and I'm not gonna name names obviously, but I came across, I posted a for sale item, and some guy's like, that's expensive, and then he started LOLing, and I'm like, troll, and I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so. Yeah,
it's just the way. It's just that. Unfortunately, that's just how the internet is.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
obviously, between friends, and obviously you can say whatever you want, but
Exactly.
the internet, and and this is just like you said in every community, this protection that you have to just being able to comment and say whatever you want without somebody actually knowing who you are. You make a fake account and you think you're tough because you can talk, and just I'm really glad you said that, because when I read this question, I was really wondering what you were going to say, right? Because one thing that I do, and I think Sean and Derek can vouch for this, is when I meet someone, and especially, I tend to immediately analyze who that person is. And I just know, it's going to sound weird, but I know who you are. But I really wanted to hear what you were going to say when it came to what you want to see in the community. And it honestly makes me respect you more.
Thank you.
You actually voicing that, because as somebody in the community, sometimes you can't avoid conflict sometimes. Unfortunately, you can't. But honestly, if the community in itself could lose the part of being secretly, anonymous and just being nice to each other. If you have nothing good to say, then don't say anything at all. It's something that's been told to us since we were kids. So
and if you do say it, sorry, like not to interject, but if you do say it, be ready for the repercussions. There's going to be people like me that's not going to tolerate that kind of stuff from you.
Exactly.
And I'm not talking about, I'm not going to go there and fight you, but I'm going to like voice my opinion too, because now, okay, let's talk about it.
Yep.
If you really want to talk about it, back your stuff up,
Yeah.
And I'm sure 99% of the time there's going to be that sound, reasoning that will click in. It's like, you know what, you might be right. And I'm like, yeah. And I understand that I believe you believe what you're saying. I 100% agree with that.
Oh, 100%.
But I'm just saying,
yeah.
Not everybody's going to have the same POV, and you have to respect that.
And that's the thing about it. Yep. Sorry, go Sean.
For sure. So there's a thing about having open and honest debate. I mean, that's one of the greatest experiences a person can have, but you have to be willing to do that, give or take. You can't put your walls up and just say, throw your opinion over that wall and not expect someone to want to, discuss it with you.
Absolutely. And then, like, if you swing back a couple of years ago, before the internet blew up with Gunpla, remember those simple days. There's still conflict. Like, I remember the guys that are like super UC, and then seed is just happening, and they call them seedlings.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, that is degrading. And then you got the whole wing boys, and then you have the whole just movement of things. Like, dude, it's
the whole purist of all
the
Gunpla.
purist. I'm like, that's cool. And then when
sad.
you say and then when you say you like every Gundam, they're like, no, you must like a specific one. I'm like, do you want me to say something specific, something subjective you want to hear, or like?
Oh, mine's really simple. Mine's simple. The most guns. Thank you.
But you see, that's the beauty of it, right? Like, as friends, we're allowed to. We can do that. We can say, I like this, you like that. Obviously, speaking of communities in general, every even between two people, you have a community, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Between 3, between 4, between 5, and then you get to the hundreds, and it's awesome. I know for a fact Derek loves guns. I know for a fact Sean has the love for melee weapons, and Ayo, I don't know. Apparently, you like fetties. So
that was just a conversation. I don't like any Gundam at all. I'm just here for the lulz. No, for those people that know me, especially here, like there's some common themes that when I get to my builds, I don't know if it shows, but I don't see it. But they're like, my necessity for my builds, definitely big backpacks that's really ridiculous, and wings. And if it could transform, it will, but it will definitely have the giant backpack wing combo. And I just like the design. I think aesthetically that's what clings to me. And like that's cool that people might not like that and all that stuff. It is okay to work on whatever you want. That is a message that people need to hear more often.
Yes.
Because when you look at these competitions with this criteria and stuff and all that stuff, when I read be creative, Matt, it feels subjective too, because then you have to follow all these rules. So when you are building your stuff, build what makes you happy.
Yeah,
right?
and that's an open thing in my community. A lot of times, I tell everyone, build whatever you want. Like you come to a meetup, you do what you want, show off what you like. I tell everyone a lot of times that when they come up into our communities, like show off what you like. Like don't build for the sake of, right? Build it when you have fun. And actually, I'm taking a little bit from James, Otaku Builder, because you know what? Build what you like, enjoy, right? Like
Nico pointed something out, and orange. It has to be orange.
For you,
so, yeah,
for you, it's orange.
Yeah. It's orange. I love it. Just because it's a unique color, I think, and it has for me, it's my favorite gradient. When you're going from like yellow to red, it's like that perfect sunset sunrise moment, man. It's just so sweet. But anyway, sorry. Go on.
No.
No, that was a great question, or we were. I'm just gonna say that was really.
No, definitely. Thank you for that. And hopefully, like, yeah, I mean, like, practice. I practice what I preach, but also, like, you know, spread the word. Like, be proud of your hobby. Enjoy your hobby. Be a nice person. Jeez, it's plastic kits. It's cartoons.
Yeah, it's not.
Some rich guy in Japan is laughing at us for buying it. If you really want to get real about it.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. Plastic crack right there. Oh man.
Well, with that said, yeah, we're gonna keep going. We have another picture of the Zoom meeting right here.
Yeah, let's go skate to 27. This is I'll be very brief about this one. So 27, we finally got the phase 2 in Ontario, and it was at our 1-year anniversary. So we invited everybody to come to the park. What better place to meet up? Go to the park. You don't see this often, and that's something I like so much about our community. We did something completely different that I mean I'm sure other people have done, but like our community has never done this before. And we built model kits on the park, and it was awesome. It was an amazing time. We haven't seen each other in person in months. It was really good to connect. All 3 admins were there as well, and it's also a very rare thing too. So sometimes the meetup is just me and Nico or me and Andrew. So having all of us there at the same time, we made some announcements. We congratulated everybody, and the community went from meeting up with 5-6 people to I think there was 20 of us or so in the park, and it was awesome. It was very diverse. We all chatted. We finally caught up. We built stuff, and shout out. So some of the people actually are on the chat right now. For example, Mike Skyers was there, Andrew was there, Quinn was there, Nicholas Teada Sanchez was there. And just lots of people. Also Cass. So in here, in this photo that you're looking at, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them were in my feature builders episodes.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah. Prime. So again, it's friends, community, enjoying the hobby. That is a message that people need to understand and hopefully cherish and accept and practice. Because I think without the community, then you're just some guy or girl just doing your thing, which is cool, but it's cooler when you have friends like these.
Yes.
I'm just
Dude.
I want to be your friend. Send me a message, guys. After this show, just come up to me, DM me, we'll chat. I'll open invite to anybody.
Nice. Hey, or join us Discord. Just all chat all at once there.
There you go. Exactly.
It's all fun times.
So that is the community in a nutshell, and I thank everyone that has joined and people that have supported us. And this is totally segueing to the next part. And I can't wait to talk about that because now that Side 6 is becoming more active in the community, we also want to give back to the community.
Yeah.
So we reached out to a lot of our communities. Yeah.
The first part, this was a pretty big one for you guys starting up, we're
exactly.
29. Yeah, 29 there. So
29. Yeah. So the Great Canadian Build-Off Event 1. This was now March. Very, very backstory of this one. In May, in November of 2018, GMTL and Gunpla Ottawa and Side 6 started a mini coalition to take on Anime North as a joint kind of operation between the communities to run and host the local events and do that stuff. So Side 6 have volunteers, Gunpla Ottawa have volunteers, but it's mainly going to be run by GMTL because they've done it for a couple of times now. And so we made plans, we had staffing, we had all these great ideas for it, And then COVID was, up and rising. This is now January and February. We're starting to get news that things are shutting down and all that stuff, and it's becoming a worldwide pandemic. Now, that being said, we have all this work, and we're all worried that like, well, that sucks. What are community going to do? They were looking forward to this event, and one of the suggestions that we proposed was like, well, why don't we just put it on an online event? We already have the project management kind of like worked out. We have the rules. We have pretty much kind of a guideline of what we, instead of having it local, we switch everything that's local into online. And then it was a very, very fast-paced project to put together because we don't want to miss that window of opportunity because we don't know how long this is going to last. And we gave it like a 4-month window to start and finish.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of lessons learned. This is the first time in Canada that multiple communities of the Gunpla and Scale Model and Mecha community banded together to do a nationwide event. And being part of that alone, I think, is the most rewarding part. Seeing all the amazing work that happened on that event was amazingly inspiring for, I think, everybody across Canada. And obviously, like, we reached out to every community out there. And I think the event one, I spoke with Alina, and hi, Alina. And I just said, hey, I'm from Toronto. We're thinking of doing a nationwide event. And we did apologize that we didn't get a chance to bring you guys in as soon as we wanted to, because even we didn't know what we're doing yet. Like, we're not gonna lie, we're flying by the seat of our pants here, trying to get it. But we managed to somehow pull it off. We got support from a lot of the communities online, the major ones. So everything from Vanpla, from Victoria Federation of Gunpla to Okanagan, and DU Gunpla, Calgary Gunpla. We have Gunpla Ottawa. We got Side 6. We got GMTL. We didn't even know we had sister communities out east. How crazy is that? We have Halifax, Newfoundland, and Nova Scotia. On top of that, Gunpla Network also backed us up. Like, hey, this is now becoming a real solid event, right? Obviously, with lots of lessons learned from that, we translate the event too. But the next couple of slides, I just want to say congratulations to everybody that participated in event 1, all the winners of that event. And I think the album is still on the page. So if you guys look up Great Canadian Build-Off on Facebook, you can still find it. And guys, check out all the amazing work. Event 1 and Event 2, hands down, amazing work. Canadians have a really, really good Gunpla community, really good talent across the board. Across the board, hands down. So again, the next couple of slides are just like the winners and for event 1, and I believe slide number 33. 33. Yeah, no, sorry, 33.
Hey,
yeah.
I recognize
Great
that
Canadian,
one.
I know, right? So that is the current event right now. Great Canadian Build-Up. With the success of event 1, we now partnered up with almost all the major, communities that are active right now in Canada, yours included, with Calgary. We have Edmonton up there now. We have who else have we got here? Newfoundland. There's a lot. There's so much community involvement in this one. It became a real event. Like, it became a really good project. But also with lots of cooks in the kitchen, we have our own POV, and I respect everybody's POV. And I think that's a common theme. If you've seen my conversation in the committee, that I respect the ideas, and obviously I have some really weird ideas too that get shut down, and that's totally fine. I'm glad that you guys think it's different, because cool. I just want to make sure that everybody is in a cohesive kind of like mentality about it. And everybody played ball. Like, there's nobody out there that I don't think totally shun away from the idea of collaboration. And that, I think, what made event 2 a really good event. Unfortunately, because of the timing and all that stuff, again, with summer and all that stuff, we did anticipate a little bit of a dip in numbers, but the quality of work that we showed on event 2 was amazing. So thank you guys for everybody that submitted. The regional finals have just been completed, and I think you're going to show the next winners for that one. Or did I not post the winners? Oh no,
no, you did.
It's further down. But I did, but it's like after. So the first event was just an OOB build and a theme build. I think there's just 2 categories. For this one here, we have expanded it to a regional final. So we have our West, our Central, our East division, and the winners of that have been announced already. Congratulations to the regional winners. We are representatives of the regional winners will then compete now for the national final. So we actually have a regional and then a national finals for this event, and I can't wait to see who's going to win Canada's top model, top Great Canadian build-off model. And I think that is going to be a prestigious award, especially throughout the community. I wish everybody the best of luck in the finals, and that's going to be announced shortly. Circling back, sorry, I did forget something. The judges, very, very crucial people in the event, did an amazing job. So the first event we had, I think two of the GBWC champions, Simon Lam and Ryan Lau. We have representatives from across different communities as their heads. So we had really good judges. In event 2, we even expanded that even further. And also, Jesse, Jess, you are one of the judges here, and I'm kind of curious. What did you think of the judging for Central and the community of judges? I peeked a bit at the communication, but obviously I didn't read every single line. Thank you for helping out on that.
It was nice. It was nice to see everybody's work. It was nice to see everybody, just everything that everybody brought. Honestly, that like going back to everything else, like this is what I'm in it for. Is just to see everybody's work. So it was really fun. It was obviously a learning process. I think through the whole event. Obviously, not everything's perfect or perfectly planned out, right? Everything has its ups and downs, but between all of it, it was really cool. It was a really awesome experience, and just technical difficulties, I think, along the way.
Yeah, and like I said, the event is not perfect. We never claimed it to be, but you know what? With all these opportunity to grow from it, that is what I'm looking forward to as well. For if we're doing any new future events, so.
No, all the work was awesome though, and Sean was also a judge.
Yeah, I was as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'm gonna get to you, Sean. Jesus, this guy can't wait, eh? Look at this Xeon guy dropping a fucking colony again. Sean also being a judge.
Yeah. Well, my feed kind of cut out a little bit, so I wasn't sure when you were saying Jess was a judge or not. I didn't know if my name was in there or not, so I'm just like, oh, maybe he said my name too. So
I have a list here of things I want to talk about, man. Don't get me wrong. I did my own, PO on you guys.
Bring that scroll. Just a scroll.
It's a ledger, but yeah. No, so Sean also, think, Sean? Being another judge representing Central. Again, thank you for that. Sean, I wish I knew you more because, obviously I know Jess a little bit more and Derek a little bit more. But from the conversation that I've seen from the activities in the judges chat, I mean, it looks like it was fairly active. What was your take? What's your POV on the judging event?
I mean, the actual judging process itself was pretty straightforward. I think the one thing I ran into that kind of kept me from judging well was the time crunch. Just the turnaround on the judging time was it wasn't enough for me to be as thorough as I wanted to. But I mean, there was some great work. There was some work where I questioned their sanity a little bit, but
hey,
you're part of it, Derek.
I know. What?
But
spoken like a true Xeon. This guy.
Oh, but no, like. Overall, I mean, it was cool to see people's interpretations of the themes. It was really cool to see kind of their creative process on how they were doing stuff, and even the stuff that wasn't necessarily executed well, like just their concept was really cool.
Right, and that's cool, and that I think is uniform throughout the whole nationwide competition. I was looking at some of the West, I'm looking at some of the East, I'm looking at some Central. Amazing work, guys. If you check out Great Canadian Build Off, you can check out the album. I've uploaded all of the images that were submitted. Again, everybody, hands down, who submitted did an amazing work. Kudos to you guys. Thank you so much for making this event amazing.
And going back, next slide, we got a surprise question again.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, G Keto.
So, yeah.
Hey, what's that? I want to say shout out to G Keto. I think he stepped in, but he's gonna watch it again later. And I want to say shout out to him. Awesome guy, G Keto. He's in every other live stream shows. I've seen him in other platforms as well, and it's kind of cool to run into people in other streams. So when I'm here and I see him post, I'm like, hey, that's cool. And then when I'm streaming, I see him there, and I see him in other places. So big fan of being a fan.
There you go. That's awesome. So I'll take the lively question on this one. So from G Keto, in terms of date of purchase, what is the oldest and then the newest Gunpla in your backlog?
The oldest I have here is, I need to dig deep. 1983 Zeta 1100, original.
Holy shoot!
Original, first printing original. It has that bubble gum glue.
Yeah.
On it. Yep, it's still in the box, and the box is super worn, but everything is sealed. It is my most vintage in my collection. If you're talking about the oldest,
Wow.
1980, I think 83 is the date. 83 or 85. It's one of those dates.
Don't touch it. It might come apart.
It has, and it's traveled with me in like 4 different homes already. So
Oh wow.
it's definitely been one of my vintage collection. I don't know. Maybe I'll build it. We'll see. I have considered it. I have considered it.
Oh gee.
And the newest one in my backlog would be what was it from today?
Today. Already.
I have two to add to the backlog. I was gonna keep it a surprise, but it's gonna be on the show later on. It is the reprint of the Bear G guy from the
yes.
beginning builders show, and the RE Hama Hama.
Oh, Hama Hama.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
I like to like in the next season. I'm going to be diversing a little bit more of my kits, so it's going to be a little bit bigger grades instead of the high grades. But I really am now kind of focusing on kits that are unique.
Okay.
Either reprint or something that I've never built before. There are kits that I've built multiple times, and I never say if I built it before or not, because when I do projects, and I've said this in the show before, that I sometimes buy 2 kits of the same thing, so that if I'm working on the project and I F up on it, I have a spare one I can just take parts of from. And that's been consistent. That's why my backlog is huge, because like I sometimes think of a project, I have 2 of them. Oh man, don't get me started. Guys, finish your backlog. Stop buying stuff. No, but buy stuff.
I can't help it. I might have a problem. Maybe.
Yeah. No, but I think with the show, it does help me focus on building a lot. And I've actually, when I looked at how many stuff I built in the last while, I've actually gone. I could see some space in my storage now. I'm like, oh, cool. That's what the back looks like. It's not white at all. So, yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Nice. Well, let me think here. I think the oldest thing I ever have in my collection right now. Oh, I think it was a master grade. Master grade crossbone actually. I think
nice.
full cloth.
The Verka?
Yep.
Full cloth. Okay.
Full cloth. It's still in its box. Haven't been touched. Haven't been moved. I got it like 7 years ago from my brother. I still haven't touched it.
Nice.
Nice.
And then if I want to talk about the newest thing I just picked up, which is terrible, I think it would have been technically it would be the SD Crossolet Barbados. I think that's the mine. I don't know.
Oh, nice. Barbados. Yeah, I still have that in the backlog too. Oh my god.
There's a reminder. Hey, Sean, how about you? Did you pick up something or?
So my oldest kits that I have, I think they're tied for age. They're reprints of the 80s version of the Zagok and the Zogok.
What?
Because I love my stupid looking amphibious Xeon suits. I don't know what my plan is for those. I'm almost contemplating framing them and keeping them on the runners, because they're just, I don't know how to work with them. But I figured they'd make a good art piece. And then in terms of my newest kit, I don't know if it necessarily counts as backlog because I'm on to detailing on it, but it's this bad boy right here, the Metal Garurumon.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nice kit. Very nice, man.
And now, how about you, Jess? I know you've been busy helping and putting content together too.
Yeah, I haven't been able to build anything in like 2 weeks. I haven't touched anything, to be honest. But real quick, before I do that, I'm just gonna steal a spotlight. I want to say hi to my mom. I think she said hi earlier. So hi, Mom. Hi to my siblings. Hope you guys are doing well.
Hi, guys.
Love you guys. Anyway, my oldest kit is definitely the HG Ava 0 Unit 0 from 1998. Oh yeah, so not that old. I was only 3 years old when it came out, so I was only 3. But my newest kit that I have right now at the moment, I think, is actually the RG Ava Unit 0.
Oh,
so
Because
full circle.
that's funny actually. Now that I think of it, that's how
that is actually really funny. You the beginning and the,
yeah,
the beginning and now.
1998 Ava Unit 0, and now I'm a big Ava fan, and I know Sean knows and Derek knows that I love Ava. So yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. So
Yeah, are we gonna survive that 6-hour alleged run of the fourth movie?
we will.
Oh,
We're all gonna go
don't.
just see
Please
it. This is
don't.
gonna chill.
Stadium pals and everything.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Very
There's the
nice.
part where we lose
But I
our
think-
Hattie.
But I think we have one more question for
Yes.
Ariel.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah.
There.
How do you decide what color scheme to use when painting a Gunpla? Outside, I'm guessing orange.
As long as it's orange.
That's. Do I even need to answer this? This is kind of a gag question now,
I
Gketo.
know.
It's kind of like, do you breathe? Yes. Actually, oh my god, I'm like ripping this guy, and I love this guy as well. Yes, I do tend to fall into the orange favor, but I do venture here and there. It's like every time I venture out, I'm like never satisfied with it. So if you're asking me how do I decide what color scheme, I do research first. So I would go to Pinterest or any type of websites, be it like Gundam Collection, Gundam Airpat, another
Oh
up and
yes.
coming site. Go check them out. I think Jess, I saw your stuff right beside mine when it was
Yeah.
uploaded. We're just like around the same time, so that was kind of cool. Gundam Airpat or like anything out there, and I would save and clip images and actually put them in a category system: reds, blues, oranges, and then I started in greens and whatever color it is, or a specific suit: insect, mecha, heavy, light, etc. And then I kind of just look at the overall silhouette and kind of decide then, what color scheme it would be. So obviously, for something fast, I would lean on something that's like a little bit aggressive, like red or orange, to be like like those sports car-y feel. If it's like a heavy Gundam or a heavy mech, I would lean on something. It depends if they're flying in space or ground. If they're heavy on ground, and then something like desert colors, I tend to lean on, like the browns and all that stuff. And the neutral color inside most of these guys are gunmetal in the inner frames. So that's a common thing for most of them. Light gunmetal, and midnight blue are some of my darker favorite colors.
Ooh.
So
Nice shades.
I'm imagining you with a huge backlog, which you already said you have, just right next to it, just shells of orange. What shade of orange do I want to use today?
one of my drawers here. Hang on, is it this drawer? No, this drawer.
The orange. It's the orange.
A good
drawer.
half of it is all yellows, orange, and reds because I've been shading from like light to dark. But yes, you are correct. There is a fair amount, an unbalanced amount of orange. And you know what's funny? Some people gift it to me too. They're like, "Hey, happy birthday! Here's some paints for your kit," and I'm like, "Let me guess."
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
April 5th.
Okay, there we
nice.
go. Pale paint.
We know what to get him.
There we go.
Just
Oh.
a big bucket of car paint, just orange. Here you go, man.
That's
Very
it. I've gone through so many oranges, guys. It's not even funny. It's like unreal.
Wait, is that? Can I just real quick? It is topic. Is that why your backlight color is also orangey?
Yes, and also the border in my you probably, if you guys catch my shows, most of my elements there have orange. But yes, so I love the contrast of blue and orange. I think that to me, like, I'm not talking about pure blue. I'm talking about like a nice purple blue, that nice cobalt purple blue, and then you have your orange here. I think that is the perfect combination, and that's also why I like Titans as well, Advanced Zeta scheme, because you have the mixture of the blues, the whites, and then that nice accent of yellow, orange, sunset orange. Every single piece of orange I love, and yes, it is.
I'm almost scared to ask what color your underpants are right now.
Well, I'm not wearing any right now, but if I was,
All right. All right. Anyway, so you were talking about winners of the.
Yeah, let's move on. Shit.
I'll send you a pic later.
Oh jeez. Oh man.
Nice.
Slide 36. We came back to the winners there. I love our topics when we stop. It's awesome. Oh
So
man.
here we go.
Yeah, that's
Central.
Yeah, custom builds, eh? You know what?
Mhm.
There was that's one of the neat things about like being part of the Great Canadian Build. I was able to see like when we first voted like about the themes and everything. This is like something really neat, and I thought this was actually one of my suggestions actually, like to have a build fight, like a build fighter. And actually, I was more happy that they was chosen, like to make something to replace the from G Fighters, the Canadian Gundam, the old lumberjack Gundam.
Yeah,
So
this is true.
oh man,
I mean, these were awesome to go through, the central ones. I mean, Sean and I, we went through the central ones. And look at the East. So many good things coming out of Canada. Like honestly, just so many good things.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, that the build up has able us to showcase what Canada has across the nations. I can't wait. I hope we do this again in the future, because I know there's some people that were just kind of crunched in time, wasn't able to finish, etc. But you know what, like the drive is there, so hopefully we'll see more. I mean, even if you don't finish from the event anyway, please post it on your local communities or on our communities, guys. Feel free to post it Side 6 as well. Any of your work, it's an open invitation, anybody that's enjoying this hobby. So
yeah, and that's really neat. I was very happy to actually see, and actually when I started seeing the names of people, I said, wait, we had someone from Saskatchewan, we have like so many more, and I say, who are these people? I never seen them.
Yeah. They all come out of the woodworks, I tell you, man. And then congratulations to everybody that placed again on the regional. So good job on you guys.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just going to flip through the slides there and a little bit. And then by all means, if you guys want to check them out, it's on the Facebook page there. And then I believe next week there, you'll be announcing the finals. Hopefully. We'll see.
Next week. It's this weekend, isn't it?
Is it this weekend? Oh, shoot.
I think so.
Timeline. Oh,
yeah, see, that's the thing, man. Freaking
It's
communities, Jesus! No kidding.
My bad.
We'll get that started out. The announcement for that will be coming shortly. If it's this weekend or maybe just a couple of days after, we'll have to circle back with you guys. Sorry about that lack of information. It's just been a busy last couple of days for us. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
It's okay.
I...
All right. So now we're jumping onto your custom build, right? This is your.
Ooh, the backside.
So this is some of like I just kind of put together some of like the kits that I've worked on in a couple of years, and we could go through them fairly quickly because I know there's a bunch of them. This one is my first attempt at kit bashing and doing the fades of like red and yellow, and it was cool at the time, but obviously I'm still beginning. So anyways, my message why I brought this here: don't be afraid to try new things, guys. It's okay to try and not succeed, because then you'll learn from it. So and this is just like one of my favorite customs. I've never put together anything. So the event was a repaired theme where you would get a kit and imagine them getting like totally bashed and had to be brought back to service by using repair parts like the Kshatriya, for example, when it came back out with the peg leg machine gun. So that was one of the inspiration for this. And it's the Bayarland custom that I used for this one, and kind of just plugged in a whole bunch of stuff. It is also a tall kit that I sacrificed a strike launcher MG for the weapon on this one.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff here that's happening. Again, I just want to showcase that like this is definitely a learning kit. This is not a perfect kit, and it's okay. All right.
I like the fade. I like the fade.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. It looks really cool. This is what you were talking about. It's that gradient of sunrise and sunset thing. I really like that. It's really nice.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, and this is a close up of the repaired foot, which I spent the most time in. This one is so small and meticulous, so I've been using like a whole bunch of parts and all that. But it came out, I think, pretty well. And I got lots of learning experience from it.
That's all it is.
Yeah, and the next couple of slides, I mean, those are just like some glam shots and glamour shots, if you will. This one with the base that I put together. This one is like I was testing out to see like you ever seen those like magazines that have like the really blank cover and then it's just like a quarter of the face. So that's another thing that I was like trying to
like Vogue.
Exactly, like, and that you could put a title on top or something, but I never obviously got a chance to. And the next slide here.
Just real quick, the color cool guy fairy, or what is it called? The guy who wears the shirts with the flames and stuff.
Oh, Guy Fieri.
God
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gundam.
there
yeah.
it is. That's what this reminded me of a little bit. I think.
Definitely
It's kind
lots
of like
of orange for sure.
kind of like Alina Zeta.
Oh jeez, yeah, she did do that. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And the base on this one is just like to contrast the colors of red and hot. I just put in the green, and I did the design replica for the Neo Xeon. So this was like a hull of a ship, if you will, just kind of give it some interest
Yeah.
and base
Yeah.
for the kids. And I love putting bases when I can, and I think a lot of people like that too.
Yeah.
But customize it the way you can, but like obviously make it part of the thing, and you don't want to take it away from your kit.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
some thoughts on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
and-
The next kit here, number 48.
yeah.
This is my first competition that I met Nicolas Tejada Sanchez in.
Oh.
No, one of the competitions that I met him in. And at the back over there, that little brown thing at the back, that's his.
Really?
And,
Yeah, that's the
Oh, the
grade.
straws.
That's the grade. Yeah.
Yep.
So again, with the community like that, you tend to meet people, and this one was a really fun build. So I do stuff that's not orange as well, but there is some oranges in this, just to keep.
Yeah,
it
you
clean.
just can't let it go.
Exactly. So this one is Serpent Custom and the Grays 1100 full mechanics
Nice.
mixed together.
That's what it
Nice,
is.
man.
Oh, okay. That's
It's a really cool little tiny kit.
So,
It's huge. Oh my god, dude! It's like freaking huge.
Oh, really?
But again, yeah, it barely stood
really?
up. It's heavy. Yeah, the 1100 Serpent and the Grays are pretty massive.
Nah. I was gonna say I'm looking at
Oh,
your
yeah.
49 there. Is that yours? Your EXS?
That is my EXS custom. That is GBWC 2018. 2018,
Damn.
2017, sorry. So this is what I entered in the first GBWC in Canada, in Montreal. We had 3 months notice to do it.
Wow.
And yeah, that's what I was able to come up with. But I struggled with seam lines. I still kind of do ever since then. And this was definitely, though it looks cool, lots and lots of stuff that I've studied and tried to perfect upon. I think one of my favorite builds for sure, just because of the size and the silhouette. I always appreciate it when even if you're looking at it from far away, that there's a point of interest. And those are the kind of kits I lean towards when I'm looking at the galleries, or like when I see stuff online. It's like I squint my eye first and like, does that look cool? Yes, let's take a look a little bit more. So I want to draw that interest to it. This one is an EXS MG mixed with the iWasp, mixed with some Curios parts, mixed with some parts upgrades from the build parts, and those pointy things on the side that's coming down.
Yeah.
That used to be like that blue thing that covers the stuff, and I didn't like it. I just didn't think it fits well with the angular pointy feel of the EXS. So those are all scratch builds. On the
Oh.
sides.
Nice.
I see. I see.
And speaking
And then-
of the scene, oh, sorry. Yeah,
No, I'm just saying that like I was not as meticulous in archiving photos when I was obviously younger or like earlier in this. That's why I didn't have as much photos. Now I'm like taking documents of everything that I work on. So we'll get to that photo in a bit later on. But yeah, it's sorry, you were saying, Sean.
Oh, Jess.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
sorry.
I was like, I said something.
I'm Sean now.
Hey,
I'm Sean now.
what do you guys?
I love Digimon.
Ultraman.
You're a fat white dude.
six Xeon, guys. Did you 6 Xeon today? Can you 6 Xeon a little bit more from me? I can't hear you over 6 Xeon. Wow. Okay, I don't even know the guy, and I love him already. Dude, beers and wings in the future. Write it down. All of us need to do it. I'm just
Yes.
saying.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You had me at
dude, I'm
beers.
down.
I like
You
wings.
had me. You're gonna pay, man. That's what
Oh,
I.
absolutely. We're
I
gonna
love
expense
wings.
it. We're gonna expense it to Daddy Plamod. It'll be
Oh,
fun.
there you go.
So what you were saying about improving and like on seam lines and everything, I think it's a
Yes.
really good segue onto the surprise question from
Okay.
one of our viewers, Ghost,
Yeah.
who asked, "What would you like to personally improve on?" So before you answer this, I do want to ask you, because you're really good at answering questions. I want to know what you would like to personally improve on, both as in your social media aspect and in your building aspect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wow! I like that. I love that. I love the combination questions on that one. Improving upon and building is I don't think there's enough out there to improve on. There's always something there to improve upon. If I was to focus on something that I want to get better at, is time management, because it applies to both. But when I talk about time management on a kit, I'm talking about taking the time to actually detail something. I want to improve upon meticulously detailing a piece the way other people have, especially when it comes to weathering. The attention to details, the attention when I had oh my god, Michael Rinaldi as a guest, he was talking about micro realism in a scale. I think that really spoke to me, and I was reading his book, and there's a lot of stuff there that I can't wait to practice. And just dedicating time to improve upon the skill is, to me, is something I would like to improve on. But in regards to a specific thing, seam lines is definitely up there because like it's gonna happen. Um, Attention to detail and scale, and I think the most important on that one is just finishing it in time. That is definitely something a lot of people tend to oversee or underestimate, especially with me when I'm building for a project or a contest. So yeah, and personally, I mean, on top of time management, on that would be oh, that's a really good question. There, I have a lot of flaws, guys. Lots of insecurities, lots of all that stuff. It's like I'm
You wouldn't
really
be
just
human
like
if
you
you
guys.
didn't, right?
Exactly, and I think if I was to choose something to improve personality wise, would be be more upfront. And there are some stuff that I kind of like. I do tend to like lean back on a bit just because I think I might really, really offend someone. I'm scared of like breaking someone to a point where it's like it's gonna cry because I've done that before and it's a very, very bad feeling, and it's a very, very douche move. And I think being patient with other people's and just actually communicating the idea a little bit clearer. Sometimes I do fail on that, and I do apologize. But at the end of the day, like obviously the actions hopefully speak louder than words. So yeah,
Yeah.
just I think a little bit more vocal about some of my thoughts in an understanding way. Something I would definitely try to improve on.
I think, yeah, I'm glad you said that because obviously we both have platforms, right? You have your show, we have our show,
Hmm.
and I think sometimes it would be awesome if we could just get a chance where we could just speak with no filter. Like obviously the people,
Yeah,
like the
shut
people
down the
that you have,
stream and we'll talk, no problem.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
like,
you know, obviously
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah.
the person you get is the person I am. But Sean and Derek know that I'm not super different when I'm in person, but I tend to make a lot of jokes. I tend to mess around a lot, cuddling with Derek on Kevin's couch, things like that. It's a lot of things, and I just wish we could just speak with no filter sometimes without having to worry about hurting our image or our brand, right? I
Absolutely.
think that is something that I definitely would love to just completely just let it all out.
Awesome,
Very
man. Yeah,
open.
let's go burn some stuff, man. Yeah, I'm down.
Let's go do
Let's do
man.
it. Dude, let's just go
do
run
it.
naked in the quad, man. Bring everybody.
Believe it or not, I have run naked across the field. So,
Oh God.
but see, like for example, those are things I can't talk about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
PG-13, I can't talk about those things, and so it's I don't know. I wish there was no filter and I could just let loose on everything I wish I could say. But anyway, with that said, you were talking about pictures,
Yes.
documenting.
Oh yes, I didn't get a chance to document my earlier work, so it's kind of like these are just some of the stuff I gathered from my either broken hard drives or like places online. But yeah, I do have I tend to accumulate a lot of whip pictures, which is also good. Guys, always look back at your creation because like you might find something there that's either inspirational, something you could improve upon. So
Yeah.
I'm becoming more active in actually taking photos and taking more documentation of like my work and progress. Actually, being on a live show, I was able to like look back at my previous build to study. I'm like, okay, because I'm going to build this for a future. I could then look at how I was building it and parts from it. So yeah, that's something I think something to keep in mind if you are doing any type of progress.
Oh, very nice.
Just go stop for 2 seconds because I just got one quick question. Hopefully, we'll see how quick this will be. Kev Models actually asked a question straight for you, Ariel.
Oh, hi, Kev.
Yeah.
Awesome show, by the way. I caught some of that last week, and amazing builder. Thank you for showing your work.
If you have a chance to work for Bandai, which section would you like to lead and why?
Section. There's so many sections on that one.
I know.
I don't want to run anything in the creative department because I don't think I know enough of the lore to justify it. Definitely on the PR side. I think I would be more effective in advertising and communicating with the community to help spread the Bandai brand and raise more awareness for these kids. Because I think I don't think there's enough English translation for a lot of the stuff that they do because we get it as a third party. all the news that we get from Bandai we get them from other sources. If you really notice that, like, where did you hear, your Bandai? You're probably going to say Zacharelius, Mecha Gokatsu, the big names, right? I wish that Bandai has a actual, I wouldn't say proper, I think a little bit more robust PR if they're targeting North America. I think they're in the right steps. They've done the English translation in the boxes and in the manuals. I just don't think that there's enough focus on the UK or America's English speaking side to boast it. And I think it's an untapped market. I really think that they would flourish even more. Especially with the type of information and speed we have. Now, the thing is, the workaround that obviously everybody knows, you just use Google Translate or watch other people's social media translate it for them. But like, I think it would mean more if it came from Bandai directly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we sort of have it with Twitter because you get the press releases from Bandai and you just hit that translate text button.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still
but it's not written for. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not intended. It wasn't created for as a direct content to the audience. Right. So.
But the thing is, you said it well enough when you said untapped market. It's obviously, the whole hobby in itself has grown in the Western side of things. I think people are taking it a little bit more serious nowadays. I mean, there's a reason why we get our ass kicked at GBWC all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
they had years and years of generation of head start of us. Yeah,
exactly right.
The rulings is so hard for us to even break down because they got retranslate and then translate again and then translate somewhere else.
Yeah, it's just all about promoting the hobby. That's what it is, right? And honestly, hope it grows and keep growing and just spreading the news that this is a hobby that is.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and I think the communities that we have right now is going to continue growing and promote, and that I think, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we become now the promoters for Bandai in a way.
Yes.
Really. So
Bandai, if you're hiring.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. Dear Bandai, please and yes.
Just sponsor us.
Yeah, just
straight up.
Come by. You're here.
or just let me work in the factory because I went to school for this stuff.
Oh
yeah. Just let me do anything, Bandai, please.
Oh, there you go.
Let me pull wrenches. I don't care.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I would love to work in the factory. Just get one of those like uniforms that they have. Like, damn, be like, whoa.
Dude, we could just make you one, man. Cosplay it for freaking Halloween or something. I wish I wore it. I don't have it here, but I have a raise your flag. I have a Tekadan jacket, a green army jacket.
Those are nice.
Wait, do you have it with you right now?
I could get it.
Yeah, go get it.
Dude, that is so sick.
Go get it.
So
go
sick.
get it.
1 second. You guys do your stuff. 1 second.
Oh, geez. 2 seconds. Jeez. So we just get the guest. We just tell him to run off.
He's a Tekken, and I have to say, get it, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Maybe that's one
Yes,
thing.
this is live, right?
Hey, dude. Maybe one day. Maybe that's one of the things that we should look at in GTS. Maybe we should get our own jackets or something one day.
Hoodies? GTS hoodies?
Yeah,
I don't know. Put it down in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe.
Except the four or five of us, because we count Alina. We should all get like those crew jackets that you always get when you go on to like a film set.
Oh, okay. Oh, good Lord.
I honestly, I was talking to, I was talking to my wife about this. Like, we should do some GTS hoodies and like for us have our names in the back. For the crew of of what we are at GTS. Would you guys, honestly speaking, be interested in something like that in the near future? Just a limited number. We're not gonna like order like 100, right? But like maybe just 20 of them, and then if people want to buy them, just 20 of them, and then send them out, ship them out. I think it'd be really cool.
I think with
our signature red GTS,
Yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
Hi, sorry, it took so long. I couldn't find it. It was like really, really hidden. At the back. Am I back?
In the backlog.
Yep.
I know. I have to like dig deep. So this is the like a little.
Oh, it's like Oga's. Yeah.
But.
Ooh, there it is.
Very nice.
Nice, dude.
Jelly.
So,
where did you get that
I wore
from?
that when I was building all the IBO stuff last most of August. Was it August?
Yeah.
Yes, most of August I did an IBO. So yeah, I wore this one. I got it made because I can't find anything, so I just bought an army jacket and went to the printers.
Oh, so you got pressed on and all that good stuff.
Yeah, pressed on.
Oh,
and the guy's like, "Oh, we could directly iron it on this canvas? And I'm like, yes. Like, it's gonna cost you. I'm like, yes.
Do it.
Very nice. I like that green on you, man. Really
Oh,
brings
thanks.
out the color of your eyes.
I knew it.
Go with the orange background.
But yeah, no, it's yeah, I like this jacket. I wear it sometimes to meet or whatever. This is kind of like go to instant cosplay. It's subtle, but it's there. So yeah.
Just one last one before we go off topic again. Joey is asking, what kind of guitar do you have behind you?
Oh, the Epiphone Les Paul.
It's an Epiphone Les Paul. There it is.
Studio version.
Very nice.
There you go.
All right. Well, over here we have the. What is this? Is this a transformation of the Wing Gundam?
It's a custom. Good lord.
Yeah, so that is a custom. This is now GBWC 2018. I used the Proto MG Gundam and mixed it with the Age 2 double barrel.
Yeah.
Called double barrel? Yeah.
Oh, my brain hurts. I think something. Double something. Someone's go correct me here. Sorry, guys. My lower brain is frying.
Come on, man! It's only 2 hours in. Don't give up on me, man. I could go another 24. Let's do this. Hang on. I need more coffee. Let's do this. I'm a little jittery now.
Oh man!
And shout out to everybody at YouTube Live, by the way, guys, for tuning in. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I see you guys. I have you on here, and the outpour of people here. You guys have such amazing audience, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Honestly, our audience. I love our audience so much because you know it's like you said earlier. You know, you have those people who are like, everybody's a viewer, right? But then you have those dedicated ones that you always see, and it's just awesome because they become a part of a family. Like Kev Models, you have Noble Mecha, you have all of these people. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name.
Forget that. Yo, Choco Falcon is there. What's up, David? I see you.
Hey, there
yeah, I see Choco Falcon. Yeah.
Finally. See, everyone corrects me. Double bullet. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too. Double bullet. It was double something. I was like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's just a progression of it. Again, I've started to take more whip picks. Probably one of my favorite subtle kit bash. Like, it was when people commented, did you even do anything to it? I'm like, yeah. And then when they look closer, I was like, oh.
Dude, you did
I love that
lot.
face. Yeah?
You did a lot on there. When I first saw it after you finished painting it, then I'm like, sorry, I do not recognize this. Where did that come from? Then when I started flipping back your post earlier, there's like, oh, there it is. There's the H2 system there. Da, ha, ha, ha. I knew it.
Exactly. Yeah. So this one again, the theme of orange. I have that fade on the shield there, blues, and I just wanted to keep it as close to an original as if it's of a variant of the wing. So this is my version of it.
No, it turned out beautifully actually. I love the blue actually. And then I did notice you had to you always try to hide your orange in there somewhere.
It came, I don't know, just natural for me. It's like, I want orange in there. You're right. What should we do? Orange. You're right. So yeah, this one is from Anime North last on 2018, and I also brought this to GBWC as well. And one thing that Nate, oh my god, so Nate, he was one of the judges for the East and for Event 1 and Event 2. He goes to me, he goes, after seeing your EXS, no, it was Xiao, sorry, Xiao. After seeing your EXS, I expected more from you. And I'm like, oh, fudge.
Oh, Xiao? Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. So brutal. I love it. I love his honesty. So ever since then, I kind of try to improve myself. And I like that. I like that challenge because I want people to be honest and express their opinion. And him being, and he told me about the creative aspect afterwards. Like, I love the way you took the silhouette on this one. He just goes to me, he's like, I think it's too small for GBWC. And I'm like, I guess you're right. And I didn't know, again, the scaling of GBWC, when you see it on camera, it's nothing compared to what you've seen in person. Because like when people are coming back, when Nicholas de Sanchez was telling me about his experience, they go, my kit is so small compared to the others. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, big boy. It's not the size that matters.
It's the quality of it. It's what you know.
It's what you do with it.
Yeah.
The blanks, guys. Like.
Plymouth is gonna watch this and he's gonna we're not gonna sponsor.
Oh,
you.
Sean's gonna have a couple words to me later. I guarantee.
But this is all. These kits are all nice. I really like the blue on this. It reminds me more of the Quanta blue than it does any other kind of blue. It looks really nice.
Thanks.
So
This is really cool.
I love this one, to be honest. It's funny, when I first looked at it, I was like the next slide, we're at 58 now, and it's like I'm looking at this guy, it's like, wait a second, isn't that like, these are high grades now we're getting back into, and it's like, this is the, was it AZ Zeta?
Yeah, this is the AZ Zeta with the amazing Zeta Zeta. So there's a lot of Z's and a lot of A's.
I noticed.
And
A's and the Z's.
A's to the Z's, right? So this one is my GBWC 2019. Well, actually, no, it became my GBWC 2019. I built this for Anime North 2019, and it was the high grade category. So you have the Zeta 3 and the amazing Zeta.
Yeah.
Which is the Amazon release. And I figured, you know what, perfect combination. I love, like I said, I love the pointy, I love the flight type, I love the backpack, and I came back to my roots with this one, just kind of like giving that whole more Gundam-y feel, Zeta feel to it. So in the progression of that one, if you go to 59, that one there is the final form of it, and it's mecha form. So this is just the base mecha form of it. So you have the backpack. This is the first time I used a metallic blue something, racing blue. So lessons learned on this one. I personally don't like the colors. I'm brutally honest with myself, and I think I'm the worst critic, and any artist is the worst critic for themselves.
Yes.
And but the thing is, like, why I hate it, because like I think it's how I did not undercoat it enough with the correct primer. I went with a darker primer. So if I went with a lighter primer, I think it would have probably shown a little bit more. But in regards to silhouette, from afar, I think it has a silhouette presence, and that's what I love about this one, because I think it has that design feel. It has that menacing AOZ feel to it, and that's the approach that I was going with in this one.
And then just continuing on, I noticed like you were working on the backpack on there, basically. That's
correct.
The second part.
So because I already did this, I figured, you know what, like, and I think I was talking with Nicholas Tejada Sanchez about my GPWC entry, because he was also working on his, and I told him I'm going to go to Vancouver for it, because like I'm going to visit a friend anyways. And so I started working on the backpack, and I just kind of looked at all my parts bin. I mean, everybody that's built Gunpla has their parts bin, their warehouse, their graveyard, whatever you want to call it. And everything here has been cannibalized. But the thing is, like, thinking back how many kits I built, I'm able to cannibalize parts from a GN Arms, Harute, what else was in there? Like the Ace Diver, and a whole bunch of stuff there. And I think I added like extra putties and all that stuff. It was just like a Frankenstein of stuff, because I wanted to be not just a backpack anymore. It became like an extra flight armor to it, right? So if you go to like the next slide here, and then when it comes together, I want that thing to come at you. Like, that to me is an attack vehicle altogether. When Sean, I think mecha, it has to be ridiculously large, has no purpose whatsoever but to attack and destroy. So that is what I went for on that one. But yeah, like, after seeing all the other builds too, it's like everybody got bigger and bigger. Like, you have a master grade version of this. Can you imagine the size of that, right? It's gonna be huge, right? So, but yeah, I'm very proud of this build as well, and I think the shape and overall design came through the way I was envisioning it. Again, lots of lessons learned here with seam lines, with color scheme, color choices, and I really appreciate the lessons I learned from this. That's what I take away from all my builds.
Nice. Dude, I love weapons. So when I saw that, I said, "Oh my god, dream!" Hey, Sean.
Well, I mean, with that one, it almost feels like I'm dealing with a super robot, so I'm all for it. I love the super robot nonsense.
Oh man!
You know what the Type R means? You know, when you look at like Super Robot War Type R, Type R means ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I like it. Go with the big R on that one. And then was it? We're going back, and then was it slide 64? All of a sudden, we got into something a lot cleaner. All of a sudden, is this something else you got a story on?
If it was closer, this is one of my non-Gundam builds. One of my first ones that's not Gundam in a long time. This is from the Pacific Rim Jaegers. I forgot the name of it. It is the Romeo something. Oh no, they're gonna totally cuss me on the chat now. But anyways, that is from Pacific Rim, a new high grade line from Bandai that I've never built before, but it was fun. Again, we were talking about color scheme, so something that's not orange, right here, earth tones,
Mhm.
earth like tan, sand color, kind of like. And the thing is, like the background was totally not intentional. So I entered this in a local competition at Heritage Con, and there was a rocket being flown at the back.
What?
So when I took the photo, I piggybacked on the photo in the background. So anyway, setting up what I want to show with this photo is like set up your scene. Sometimes it works when there's like a blurred background of something that's interesting. Try to aim for that, and it will definitely bring your photography game, your content game up.
The tabletop almost looks like water. Like
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. So yeah, that happened.
Oh, I just got noticed something here on the chat. I didn't know Noble Mecha's birthday is today. Happy birthday, big guy.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, Noble, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, big
Dude, what a
30.
perfect way to celebrate. Thank you for spending time here and hanging out, man.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
Right.
it's on the 26th,
Very-
but it's close. Okay. Whoa, you have to rewatch
Well, it doesn't
this.
matter. No. His birthday's today. That's
There
it.
you go.
We already said happy birthday. I'm not taking that back.
Happy birthday. I'm not taking it back. Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. You have to watch it when you put your voice on here. It's like we read these things, eh?
Yeah. You can play it
It's
back
that
again
scene
when it's your
from
actual
Spider-Man.
birthday.
It's that scene from Spider-Man. You only get one.
You only get one. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man.
Yeah,
So,
the next
can we have-
couple of slides. Yeah, I mean, we'll just go through them. See, these are just some of the customs I worked on. Nothing too special, but obviously experimenting with weathering.
Before
scale.
you say not too special, I'm sorry to interrupt. Can I just say that my favorite kit of yours? Obviously, you do a lot of great work, but my favorite one of yours is number 66.
66.
Slide
There
66
you
is my
go.
favorite.
Oh, the RX-78. Yes,
That's my favorite one that you have. Yeah, I love that one. Really nice.
Thank you very much. So the base on this one is the GM. It wasn't the original idea because I saw someone do a GM conversion with the Revive RX-78, but I didn't want to do a complete redo of it. So that gun is chopped up between 3 different small weapons, but I wanted to give that feel of the original RX-78 with that yellow sensor on the side. So that is composed of like from the EZSR. The Revive RX-78 and Kotobukiya something on that one. So I sacrificed a lot of this kit. The shield, I scribed additional lines to that one. So the gold part of the cannon, that is actually part of a jack that you would connect your audio to.
Oh, it's a 1/4-inch
Oh, yeah.
audio jack.
Yeah,
I see it.
I chopped
see
the
it.
edge of it and then I jammed it in there to give it that extra popping gold. The head is from the EZSR, and the red is a bitch to faint because it's one unit. It's one whole like mohawk, and I had to like tape
Oh,
and so that was very, very lessons learned there. And then the rest is just kind of what else did I use there? It was mainly the Revive, the GM, the EZSR, and just some weathering on this one. And
so it's
It's
actually
awesome.
a nice kit bash. Actually, that's actually really nice. Actually,
It's really cool. That's what's my favorite. When I saw it, I was like, "Damn, my God, this looks."
Thank
did a
you.
Great job. Dude. You did a
Did you
great
guys
job.
know about the why there's that yellow? Okay, here's a pop quiz for you guys. On the crotch piece, you see that yellow V thing there?
Yeah,
Do you know what that is?
it's the yellow V thing. You just said it.
No. What that is? That whole unit in the crotch. Do you know what that is?
technically from the original anime, that's actually part of the air coolant system for a re-entry. Technically,
That is
part.
where they store the re-entry blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, the space poncho.
Yeah, the space poncho.
Mhm.
So that to me, when I learned about that, I'm like, no.
Mhm.
Okay, I have more appreciation on that. Now every time I look at a kit, it's like, there's your space poncho. I can see your space poncho. So anyway, so little
You're at
Gundam
the
knowledge
Hermits
for you
show.
guys there.
There you go.
Very nice, dude.
Oh, continue back. This is your little SD one I saw there earlier. That was neat, actually.
Yeah, so this is my first SD cell shade. This is part of that event that I mentioned, the Side 6, just to help with the community and setting examples. And it was really fun. It was very, very challenging. I'm very proud of how it turned out. I wish it could be a little bit cleaner, but it's supposed to be raw. It's supposed to be like as if you drawn it and you're like, a 6-year-old with a paintbrush or something. So
man.
that's how I approached it. It was
That's
just
really
have
cool.
fun.
Oh,
Very
and
nice.
can you explain to me what was going on with this little guy on slide 68
He's so
and then
cute.
on? I was
Yeah,
like,
so Slide 68, it was, what was it, this year? I'm pretty sure it was the Zacharelius contest for the Natchin, and
Oh.
a big scramble to get this kit. It became sold out now, and I think there was an announcement for Kotobukiya. They picked it up and actually doing a Kotobukiya version of this. So I'm very, very about that one. So this was for the Natchin competition. I did a Natchin custom, and you know what's funny? This is how it started off with, but that's not how it finished.
No.
So, my first idea was like I want this to be heavy weapons, and I think that this thing is supposed to be a military tactical unit, but obviously in a very cute way. So I loaded it up. So when like with War Machine was my example from Iron Man. It's like when Iron Man 2, when they were showing off all the weapons that this guy was making, and Rhodey was like, "Yeah, I want all of that."
All
So
that.
that was my mentality for it. So it then progressed to a more refined, streamlined mecha. So that's just the evolution of it. I did have to sacrifice some stuff just so that it has a nice silhouette, more feel to it, because the other one kind of just feels very Warhammery in a way, not so much as the mecha that I envisioned. So I added like a missile pod on one side. I went for the asymmetrical weapon system on the upper units, but yeah, and then the base here, I designed that and custom cut that with the Cameo printer. And then, yeah, I used the arms from the ball, the high grade, as the mechanical arms for it. This is my first mini Dio. I've never really, and can you believe that this kit is supposed to be 1/100 scale, so I used 1/100 figures as part of it to give it that a little bit more.
Yeah, I was looking at that. So holy
really
shoot,
cool.
that is so
Can I
wild.
Can I just say that one of my favorite pictures that you put on here for us is slide number 70. The tiny little legs. It's so fucking cute.
Right?
Tiny little legs, dude.
Well, it's supposed to be a cat, right? That's
Yeah,
the
it's
cat
just like-
legs.
It's so cute, man. Like.
So I gave it shoes. So the legs is still there. I could still take the. You know what's cool? I could take the shoes off, and it could still stand like that.
Really?
Aw.
Yeah.
Cute.
Cool.
It's just wearing shoes, man.
I was gonna say, what cat in the world would decide to walk on in there?
Every
Every cat.
Where's
If it's got
Salem?
a hole they can put themselves in, they'll put themselves in
Oh
there.
man.
If it fits, it sits. Come on, man.
Oh jeez, that goes by that phrase, yes. But no, that's
Very
actually really cute. I think if Elena actually sees this, she'll probably be looking for me and say, "Hey, where can I get this, please?" As an old
Oh,
shoes.
Kotobukiya is releasing one. I'm just saying. I'm not sponsored by Kotobukiya, but like for those of you guys wanting to venture out into something different in mecha, absolutely. The design is amazing. So much potential, so much possibilities, and even at the stock version looks freaking phenomenal. So yes,
Neat.
Somebody's saying on the chat, I think it's Jan, who says Derek is getting aroused with all the guns.
Possibly. Hence, you only see up here. I'm happy.
Hydroponica says definitely skipped leg day. Yeah, it's a little tiny cat. That's so cool, man.
I want to have.
What's
sexy
this next
legs
kit?
like that. Where are we? Slide.
Slide.
Now
82.
this one's
Yeah.
82.
So part of the Great Canadian Build Off event one, because I'm not part of the judge, some of the people also entered in with the competition. So this is I just want to boost the morale, because like I am a believer that I should be also, if I'm doing something, I should be also be with the crowd, like the community. So I want to be boots on ground, and I participated and competed with the rest of everybody on event one. And this kit, very, very special to my heart now, because this kit is not just one of my favorite builds. It's probably one of the builds that opened up a lot of doors and opportunities and inspiration for me. So this kit is the RG Regent Lace Julia from the IPO line. And I recently built my backup kit for this in my show. But this one is the first one that I opened. This is the actual kit. I love the design of the Regent Lace Julia. It has everything I liked about the kit: the angular design, the flight pack, the stiletto legs, and it just screamed at me like, "Hey, I need you to build me." So to me, that was the kit. So the next slide's over. We have so that was the front, dude. Party's at the back. Check out the thrusters on this. There was like 9 I counted. This thing can go. This thing moves. So to me, it's like if this was like a spun around 360, this is going to be an amazing kit. So some stuff on this one, pre-shading. I've always been meaning to get that down and practice. So the first couple of whips here are me pre-shading it and pre-highlighting the area. So the base color was gray, and then we used white and black to balance it out. But when I talked about being more meticulous in time in regards to that, I definitely took my time on this because I didn't want to rush it. I don't want it to feel rushed. And it's a learning process. I actually backtracked on a couple of parts because I'm like, oh man, that's too much dark and that's too much light.
So you actually have to go back again a couple times.
And it's okay to go back, and that's something I also say. Like, it's okay to backtrack, guys. And there's nothing wrong with that. So after that, on slide 86, the first coat on this one was like kind of a light pink red, so that is where the tone is gonna burst. And I want a sunburst color scheme on this one because I think, well, number one, I love orange, and I think that with all the lessons learned leading up to this, this is the perfect platform to practice that. So when we go to 87, this one here, this is now putting in the first layer of yellow on it, and it's not to my liking. I'm like, oh man, it's too yellow. I went through, I think, 4 gradation pre-mix in various custom colors, both red and yellow, and one of the bottles for each of them is a clear yellow and clear red, and that helps the the saturation to go higher. So something to consider when you guys are doing colors. If you want to really bump the highlight saturation, use a clear color on top of the kilt color.
That's a neat idea, actually. I gotta try play more with. But I actually love the idea is like how you're going back now, because after a few slides went before you tried different colors and you're back to the orange theme here, and this is
it's like, once you really love something, I think you could even perfect it further, and I don't think I have perfected it at all yet, and there's a lot more learning for me, but definitely a stepping stone towards the right direction. Now the slide you're looking at the moment, I started putting the decals on it, and it's starting to come together. Instead of using the orange as the highlight, I'm using the whites of the decals, and these are all from like various decals that I've purchased over the years, or new ones, and I actually had to splice them because I just want a portion of the decal to go on this. So yeah, the next one's here, the progressions of it, and that to me, like when I start putting together the first initial parts, especially the core, I was like, I was totally breathtaking by like the work, because it's really, really, it's showing that I progressed. And always celebrate your progression, but don't think that's the finish, because there's always going to be that next lesson learned. And I can't wait to get back on that road. But always celebrate your milestones, though, guys. Good job for achieving what you can. So the next couple of slides here, these are some of the details. People ask me like how I got the gold to shine. So this is actually this is kind of a little bit of page from Nico's book, because like he uses enamel testers on his inner parts, and I'm like, but he uses a lot of silver, so I took the gold this time, and with a toothpick, because like there's like little crevices, meticulously go in there, little notches, like one by one. You have to top coat as well before you do this, because you don't want to damage the paint, and if you need to backtrack, it doesn't damage the paint underneath. So there's a couple of that, and then the next one over at 93, I tilted it slightly so that you could see the reflection of light on that.
Man.
And that's the effect. That I love that when something glows. I think Studio G did something really cool. Like one of his builds where we had the that bright teal green effect. I love that color scheme. And I actually am thinking of trying that, but like it's a similar feel when little pieces like that glow. Think of it like Tron, for example. You have like that darker background and you have that thing pop. But obviously this one is not just the black and blue or black and yellow, but like that was I love that aesthetic on Mecha when you see like little things glow.
Dude, I'm just looking at the slide 94 now. Holy shoot.
So this is my first photo. Like I said, mentioned, I started documenting my work, and this is definitely some of my favorite photos that I've taken. I love photography, and I was never really good at like product shots, so I invested a little bit more on the gear this time. I bought a new camera, bought a new lens, bought a new setup for the studio and all that stuff for photo taking. Just strictly for photo taking. I'm already down. The base over there is a custom base. That's actually a lid of a power protein jar.
What?
Yeah, that's a lid of a protein jar. I'm like, I don't have any other bases, so I took that and I stuffed heavy materials underneath that. I think like cork board or something underneath that. The Phoenix on this one, I've always liked the lore of the Phoenix rising from the ashes, and the color scheme just totally fit it. So That one is designed using AutoCAD. I do work with AutoCAD for work, so it was kind of second nature to design a logo
Mm-hmm.
and the base for that one. And I applied the exact same technique that I did for the kit to the base so that they have a relationship in regards to color scheme and design intent. So, yeah, the Phoenix
Nice.
Rising is the my favorite kit, and this thing, like I said, opened up a lot of doors, opened a lot of opportunities. But again, it just shows that, like, guys, if you put in the time and effort to do it, you could create incredible things. I'm not saying this is my best ever, but it's one of my best so far. So I'm very, very
Mm-hmm.
proud and happy to share with you guys out there. And hopefully you like it too. I mean, feel free to like call it shit or anything. I don't really care, but like, but you know,
I can't.
I can't.
also remember that shot for the Regent Lace. If you go back to slide 98,
Ooh.
right here, the undercarriage with the boosters. Ooh, that to me was my favorite. I think this is one of my favorite photos of it because like you get to feel the experience of how fast this thing goes.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Oh.
Yo, this is Ariel. This is really awesome, dude. You can. Somebody said it in the chat earlier, and they said, "Ao, you okay?" So it's Hobby Works by
Randy,
or
yeah, Randy, how's it
he
going?
said you definitely should do a builder. Oh no, wait, he didn't say that. It wasn't him. Sorry. Well, anyway, he says you should do a live build working on your customs. But somebody said something about. Oh, it was Jan who said you can see the evolution in your craft here, Ariel. Amazing. You really can, right? It's all. See, here's the thing, right? And I've said it a bunch of times before on the show. It's all about learning. It's all about progression. There will always be somebody out there who's better than you. Always. Somebody who's going to know more, somebody who's going to have a lot more things already in experience to you. The moment you start to accept that is the moment you start having fun with the hobby.
Absolutely,
Because
100%.
that's when you start learning and taking from everybody's craft, right? I've said it before too. GTS for me is a selfish show because I want to meet all these cool people that come on the show. And just being able to understand their craft and how they do things, it's like, you know what? Frosted Snow, Sharon kicks my ass on Resin. I want to learn Resin from her.
Yeah.
Saintism is one of the best, if not, in my opinion, the best photographer in the game. I want to learn how to take photos from him. The moment you start learning that you're not the best is the day that you start becoming, the best in your world. And it's awesome, honestly. So you can definitely see it here. So congratulations.
Oh,
It's a
thank you.
beautiful piece, man. Honestly.
Thank you very much. Coming from you, man, that means a lot. And yeah, and hopefully it's an inspirational. And everything I do hopefully inspires others. That's another thing too.
Yep.
I'm selfish that way that I want to meet other people like you. I completely agree, and I could relate so much with your POV on that one. But the unselfish part of me is like I hopefully whatever I do create, show content or talk about or anything that I share with other people that it triggers something in them to either become more creative, pursue their craft, and just get motivated, inspirational, that kind of stuff. So yeah, absolutely. And with the community that we have right now, again, you guys have shown evolution as well. Like I've seen a lot of communities grow, not only in members but in quality as well. So yeah, kudos. Keep going. Let's keep going.
It just keeps going. Keeps growing. And now we have a picture of you. We have this picture of you on Net 25.
Yeah, so Net 25. I wish I had more photos of that. I just didn't want to saturate. So somebody saw my my Gundam of the Rising Phoenix in one of the Filipino communities. Someone reached out to me and like, hey, we're doing we're a TV show in Philippines. We're doing a segment for stuff, and we're interested in interviewing you for the show in the morning. Would you be interested? My first thought, I'm like, okay, lady, bullshit, whatever, man. You're just pulling my leg.
What did you think?
And I'm like, obviously in Tagalog as well too, just to be respectful. And then she's like, no, we're serious. We want to show your case. I think Gunpla is really good. There's an up and rising community. You also, and I told her like, I'm not in Philippines, and she's like, yeah, that's fine. We do international as well. So okay, now I'm like, okay, whatever. She's like, can I schedule in for next week Wednesday? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't think that anything would happen to that. So Monday came up, and she messaged me again. Hi, sir. So you're gonna be ready for your interview Wednesday. This is the stuff, and this is the time slot. And I'm like, oh shit.
It's real.
It's real. All right. So I'm like, okay. So I
Yeah.
got out there for like 15 minutes, and I have the link on my Facebook, but I could probably share it later with you guys. If you look up Net 25 in Ariel or something, it's there. I was on live national television show in Philippines for like 15 minutes talking about Gunpla, talking about the Canadian build-off, talking about my kits, and just about the hobby. It was
That's so
I was
cool.
it was breathtaking. Like it happened so fast. Like I was talking and then boom, it's done. And they're like, hey, thanks for having me, and hopefully we'll keep connected and all that stuff. And then so that was my first taste of international, or not international, but live TV being streamed upon, like watching by random strangers. I've never really. The only time I would stream is for work, and that's because we were doing voice conference, if that counts. But like this one is like one of those rare opportunities. Like, cool, this happened, and that was my first blood taste, and I was like, this feels good.
I need more.
I need
Feed
more.
me.
So the next slide over at 101, these are the kits that I had in display, and I kind of took the camera, the webcam I have, and I showed them all the different kits that I built up to then, just to give them an idea of like the scale, the different types of model kits, etc., just to give them a background on it. So
Hey,
Very nice. Man.
nice.
Very nice.
and actually, one of the comments here from Edsel. Hey Edsel, how's it going? He's also a regular. That's a clip I saw on Facebook, the news there, and how I learned about Side 6. Yeah, I also spoke about my community. So yeah, like anything I could do for my community, I'm totally gonna name drop the hell out of it. So
Hell yeah.
you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So the next one over, if you go to
102.
slide 102, because of the event and our association with Gunpla Network, Danik said, "Hey, I'm gonna get Cody, one of our video guys, to do an interview of you." And I'm like, "What?" So it's almost like back to back from like the Filipino TV show to Gunpla Network being a feature, and now we're talking like what we're doing now, and I was like, "Man, this is awesome. I want to keep doing this." So.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, like the pandemic is obviously in full swing. We're on lockdown, and before I left work, they were tossing away some old gear. And if you go to 103, a lot of people ask me what my gear setup is, and it's a very, very common question. This is where I started. This is my first gear. My first gear is a old laptop that my work was throwing out. I'm a bit of a geek and a nerd when it comes to computers, so I kind of put together that computer, bought a new hard drive, new caddy for an external hard drive, new power source, and reinstalled all the programs. My idea for my show, if I was going to do, because like I saw a lot of people doing stuff online, but I don't think anybody reviews enough stuff that I'd like to watch in long. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes. My original idea was just go to Instagram and look at people's photos and be like, hey, I like this one because this guy did so-and-so, and do reviews that way. Because I think I want to showcase the community and the work. And ideally, if it's people posting inside 6 or any communities I'm part of, that I would be able to showcase their work that way. If you go to the next slide, 104, this is my first ever test of OBS and lighting setup. And see with the camera, man, it was a cheapy camera that I downloaded, that I bought from Amazon. And my wall was blank, and I was thinking of painting that green and all that stuff. So yeah, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I could work with this, I guess, but I don't like the background. So the next slide over at 105, I moved it to the living room, and I was like, hey, okay, at least I can clean my background. This is the only place in my house that has any collection. So yeah,
it's all stored there. It's all there.
It's all there. So, and I figured, but the thing is, I'm using it as my dining table. That's not practical. So I moved it again. And this time where my spray booth is, which is like just down the street. So here's my first like setup when I started doing AO Mecha Live. This is episode 1 or 2 where I had the laptop there and my camera facing down. I don't know the settings. I don't know anything what I'm doing. But you know what? I'm gonna jump before and then run before I could walk. So I just hit that go live button. The scariest part of any streamer, and you guys could probably relate, is when you hit that go live button. And that thing in the back of your head, you're like,
I'm going to blame this. Jess?
Right?
Hey, what?
Jess, was it? The first time it invited me on to the start of season 2. And don't get me wrong, I love the fact that I was on it. But, I was so terrified. I have no idea.
Yeah. If you guys go watch episode 1 of season 2 with the Taco Builder, and then you watch like maybe last week's episode, it's a completely different Derek who found his voice. I told him the reason, I don't know if you guys are asking yourselves, probably not. The reason I'm not talking a lot today is because I told him you're taking the helm on this one, right? Like, I want to see what you're capable of.
Me,
because I don't want people to think that GTS is Jess. right? It's not me. You know, it's my friends and I.
Ariel now. What's up? I'm Ariel, and you're watching
there's
GTS.
You know, it's just it's
I'm
about
kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
it is scary though. It is scary. You know, like piggybacking on what we talked about earlier, it's not as scary for me because I love talking. So I'm never shy on camera. Like I'm really just not. But when it comes to, I think the scary part is the technical stuff for us. I remember
exactly.
Before Derek came on, and before honestly this whole revamp of GTS with the whole brand new, everything just looks fancy now. That's all Derek and Alina. Like Derek and Alina were like, you know what? We're tired of watching your low budget show. It's time to up the ante. They sat me down, they tied me up, and they just completely revamped GTS. And now we get the 10-minute thing where he's like, okay, we're about to go live in 15 seconds, guys. So that way you guys don't hear the famous, are we live, guys? Or okay, I think we are. All right, hey guys, how are you? Like we don't do that anymore, right? Like
I did that.
It is scary.
For me, I did my test before all of this, and I'm really happy that you guys revamped your show because I think there's a lot more, definitely up value and up production value on your show. Amazing stuff, guys. Keep at it. Keep going, guys. And when I went scared, I'm talking about like I hate blanking out too because like you know, it's a one-man show. If I press the wrong button, something may happen, and I don't know what that is, right? So everything I do relies on I'm multitasking all the time.
Yes.
I'm talking, I'm building, I'm making sure I'm looking at the content, I'm hitting buttons with my other hand because they can't see the magic fingers. They don't know where my hands are. If it's not on the arena, it's doing something else. Trust me, and it's fixing something. Something always F's up. Here's another constant thing about Aomeka. There's something always effed up at my side, and you guys don't know anything about it, and I'm freaking out inside. So if you see me stare blank at you like this, and like, hey, welcome guys to Aomeka, my hands are frantically going like, what's the next scene? Where am I? Is my audio? And this is just forewarning for those. I do encourage, if you guys are thinking of doing your own streams, please do, because it is probably one of the most fun, most rewarding, most exhilarating thing I've ever done, and I guarantee you guys are gonna have so much fun with it. I'm not saying be scared because I was scared. I'm saying that like prepare for an adrenaline freaking rush. It is different. It is different when that red light is on and says you're live, and it is the
totally agree with that.
Yes, exhilarating thing you'll ever be. So
here's the thing, though.
Yeah,
and then I'm sorry. Like just since we're on that topic, if you're gonna live stream, and this goes to anybody who wants to start a YouTube channel, who wants to start anything online. If you're doing it for likes and for attention and for views, you're in for a bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. Like if you're gonna start live streaming thinking, oh, I'm gonna get 100 viewers today. It's, you know, you'll be lucky if you have one, because that one will be you watching your own stream, and then you cannot get disheartened afterwards. When we first started GTS, I remember we had like 5 viewers, or like 4, and it's like. Yeah, it's like, oh, you know, is this worth it? Like right now we have 31 viewers right now, and to me that's awesome. If it's 20, that's awesome. If it's 19, that's awesome. What I care about is engagement, people talking. But yeah, if you're gonna do it, just like, you know, Ariel's saying, go for it. Do your own thing. Do your own thing. Go for it. Don't be scared. The community is so inviting. But sorry. Anyway, you were talking about how this is the only part of your that has the collection, right?
Yeah. The next part's over. If we go to, I guess, slide 107. This is a clip I took from episode 1. This is me saying, "Hi guys, welcome to episode 1." Literally, and that's me somewhere back there. This is with the cheapo camera. So there's so many things wrong in this. Like the lighting was off, my balance was off. Like there was so many things I wish I could have fixed in the background. But you know what? I'm glad I did it because this became the baseline. This became the 0. Anything better than this is a plus. So, I strive to make sure that we go towards a direction where content matters, where content is thought of, and it's not just for the likes. That I've never went on this for the likes. I don't care. I don't really need the likes. I'm saying I want to talk to you guys. This is a platform for me to be able to communicate with people who are either. There's a lot of people that are introverts. There's a lot of people who just want to watch, or there's some people who want to talk. You know, there's so many people out there, and I was not scared of the likes or dislikes or anything. I actually welcome dislikes because that means I got your viewing time, and you still
Yeah.
had to watch my stuff to be more free to dislike that. But I never came into a point where it's like, oh man, I only have one like. I don't know. Like, that's the worst mentality mindset anybody could be put on that. So with that in mind, I've always presented the show in a way that's like it's more open to the community. We're talking about our hobby, and it's a growing process. You're here with me as a journey. This is not a one-time thing. This is an evolution of things. And if you guys want to come into any portion of that journey, the more the merrier. Party is in. Right?
That's the way it should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we just?
Yeah, go on.
Sorry. Nico says that face, lol. That's what he said.
He was watching that too. He was like one of the people that's watching. Your stupid face.
I love that mug face, actually.
No,
Edmund.
Go on.
Sorry, I was gonna say. I was gonna say two things, just real quick. There's always that one in dislike. I just feel like, I was talking to my wife about this. She's like, you've made it when you have that one or two haters.
Yes.
You always have that one in dislike on your show, and it's like, I don't know who it is, but whoever it is, thank you. Just means that you clicked on the video, and that's it, right? But we have Edmund who says, question to AO Mecha for those doing their own YouTube. How do you manage to do all the graphics for your show? Those neon lights do pop.
Yes. So a little bit of background. What we were talking about, take the stuff that you like from for what you want to do, right? Obviously, you guys are taking parts from your inspiration and applying it to what you do.
Yes.
Be it like a model kit, your shows, etc. I enjoy watching. I love the color combination of yellow and blue. Orange and blue, purple, that kind of stuff. This border I created. I used some inspirational images, but I made sure that the brand is clear. It frames me, but not too shocking. It also matches the lights in the background because I have this vision in my head and I can't explain it properly with words because I'm just not capable of it. But it's something that I envision in my head what I want the show to look like. And I just start marching towards that. This is not, obviously the first iteration of it. There's multiple iterations of this actual border, but I think it's a visual attention because I don't want it to be a boring box or just a full screen of me. I want some play because people will get bored, and if they want to stare at something, at least stare at something nice. But yeah, in regards to the glow, I use Photoshop, and you could use when you save it as a PNG file, then you will get that box border around it. There's a lot of tutorials in YouTube. There's a lot of tutorials in Pinterest. Watch other people how they do it. My only thing on that one would be like if you're gonna do something, like try not to obviously over. What's the word I'm looking for? Don't over imitate. Try to make it your own. You know what I mean? Stand out.
Yes.
It took me a while to find my footing, and one thing that was common between my show and some of my if you've seen my Instagram, guys, like I love using light play on my posts. So it just kind of carried from the visual light aspect of my video to my photos, and that's been the theme that I developed my brand toward.
That's your identity, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it is. It's part of you.
It's always fluid. It's going to be changing, guys. Like I'm not saying, ask me, a couple of months from now, is it going to be my same style? Probably not. I'm not going to promise anything. Like I can't, So yeah, hopefully that answered your question, Edmund.
Oh, nice. That's a good answer.
So we just have so over here we have pictures of your setup. We have pictures of screenshots of your show.
Yeah, exactly. So the next one over, if we are at 109, I then bought a mic because like the mic I was using was just like a little like dongle lav on my side here. So then obviously gear is important. So if you are serious about doing some content, I had resources that I was able not to allocate to my trips, so I allocated to myself. I was gonna go on trips this year, but obviously everything's canceled. Now I have this resource. I'm like, I'm gonna be bored. I might as well experiment. So a lot of this was like self-thought, everything.
Yes.
And I invested on me to learn. So a lot, I don't see it as a lost cost or a sunk cost because it is something that I enjoy and I learned from. So over here, and the people are asking about my setup, it's still my spray booth that I'm building stuff on. I have a tripod, I have a camera, I have another, shitty webcam on a vise that is on top of a spray can.
Yeah,
that was my setup, guys. Right? Like, I kid you not, this is what I do. So the next slide over, I started focusing on brands, so I started doing the backlog builder. And one thing that is common for my show is like my promotion to make sure that you guys are working on stuff that you like, why you bought it. I fell into that trap of collecting. I'm a backlog addict. I was, I kid you not. I think it's a serious. I wouldn't say disease. It's just a serious mindset that might have a negative impact on your life, because the more you hoard and collect, you tend to neglect taking care of yourself, taking care of others that is important to you. And I fell into that trap. So unfortunately, it does happen. But and this is something that I want to send a message back. So now upping up my budget. Actually, after episode 3, with Nicholas Tejada Sanchez, I was approached by someone randomly on Facebook, and it's like, "Hey, I like your show, man." I'm like, "Cool. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. You're like one of the first 5 that tuned in. I really appreciate it." And he's like, "Yeah. Like, I really like the content, especially. Oh, I also saw your Instagram. You have some really good photos there. I love the Natchin. Like, thanks for entering the contest." I'm like, "Yeah, it was really nicely run by Zach Morales, and I think it's really good." And then I told him, it's like, "Yeah, I bought that from USA Gundam store because they're the only ones that carried it." I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm the guy that sent you the Natchin." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Hey, how's it going?" I didn't know who I'm talking to at this point. I have no idea who this person is. And he's like talking. He's like, "I really like your show. Let me know if you're interested, because like I would love to sponsor your show." And I'm like, "What? Who are you?" And then I looked them up. It's like, my name is Adam. I'm the owner of USA Gundam Store. I think your show has potential, and I'd like to help you with that journey. And I'm like, I was floored. I was so floored and humbled out of nowhere. And that is just that extra boost that I was like, "Oh, holy crap, I need to step it up now. Like, I don't know what to do." And then so obviously we talked about like my vision of that and all that stuff. All the creative process and rights are obviously mine. They're just there to provide resources for the show. And ever since then, man, I've been utilizing everything that I can, that I'm allowed to, for the show, and that really helped the production value of the show. So if we are looking at slide number
115.
115, as you can see now, I've taken out that the spray booth and started investing in gear. I have an arm on my camera. I have like now a little puffer boom for my mic, and then I have, I still have my shitty webcam, but then I start saving up on that. So if you go to 116, the value now is climbing up. It's a clear screen because I bought a new lens for the camera. I've really, really invested on the show after that. And the thing is, like, for those of you guys thinking of starting your own stuff, though gear is important, content matters.
Yes, I totally agree.
It could be like I had to use whatever I can when I started off, and I saved up and put resources towards improving the show. So if we go to 117, I finally saved enough money to build a new PC for that. So that's now running a Ryzen 5 processor, and it's a dedicated PC now for the streaming. So I chucked the laptop. I got another camera. I got an iPad. I upped my gear a little bit more so I could help communicate better what I want to show to people, because I think that matters to me the most. So continuing on with 118. So this is again like more like, you could see now like it's a lot clearer. I'm more focused. I'm more honing the craft. I'm not saying it's perfect. There's a lot of room for improvement, guys. In season 2 that's coming up, more new changes. Whatever you're seeing here might not be what you're going to see next. So I love keeping people on their feet. I love surprises. I love receiving surprises, and I can't wait to give you guys the surprises. So yeah. USA Gundam Store helped me out. Thank you for that. And then at 119, I started talking with Gun Primer, really good guys out in Korea. And we were talking about stuff, and they saw my show, and they're like, "Hey, I think what you're doing is really great." And then I told them, "Yeah, it's really cool. Thank you for liking my show." And then I told them, "Hey, I noticed that there is some broken English on your stuff here. Like, do you mind if I help you edit this part?" And then he's like, "Oh, that makes more sense. Cool. Can you translate the rest part for us?" And I'm like, "What?" So Gun Primer hired me to revise some of their wording from a sales market perspective, targeting the North American audience. We have a working relationship and still going. And now after my work with them, it's like, "Hey, we'd like to sponsor your show as well, because I think you're doing great for the community." And I'm like, "Oh, awesome." I don't just take anything for free. I don't think the word free should not exist. I think it should be, if you are partner or sponsored or anyone, be it
Mhm.
local store or your friends sponsoring you for Patreon or anybody, that like it's a mutual
Mhm.
fairness and agreement and benefits from it, because I hate free stuff. I despise free stuff because you don't earn it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm a very big advocate of that. And I utilize what I've been given to as an opportunity to not help just my show, but also help others. And that's been a recurring theme from what I do.
Mhm.
So if we go over to item
Yeah.
120,
Yep, we're there.
this is now this is now after episode 30 something of AO Mecha. This is now the current setup. So if you step a couple of feet back that way, this is
Mhm.
what I'm looking at as my setup. So I have both my PCs here now. So before that, the reason why I was over there is because this was my personal computer space and my workspace, because I'm working at home. So I took my workspace and put it in my bedroom, and now I dedicated all of this as AO Mecha right here. So
Oh.
when I'm streaming, I have the backlogs right here. This is the stuff I'm going to be working with. The arena on the side, the camera over here, and then I have all the monitors in front of me so I could talk to you guys. The iPad over here, the phone for Facebook Live. I devoted a lot of the resources back to the content because I think that matters the most to me. Not necessarily, like I think setup matters, so you can communicate better your content and whatever you want to present. So yeah, that's a little bit of a background history of AO Mecha. I don't know if I said
No.
everything I wanted to, but there's obviously more evolution to this. I don't think this is the final form.
No.
This
Hey,
isn't even my form.
it's like
Yeah.
Frieza.
If we go to which slide are we on right now? I guess 121. I think that was just a shot of me like, hey, you can send me a photo. I'm like, eh.
Eh.
But if you see here, the border did change a bit. It's a little bit more refined and clean. The background is definitely bokeh. It's focused on me because I'm part of the brand, right? Like, so if we look at well, it was previous before, but like I like to put my face on it because then I want people to know who they're talking with as well, and not to be super obnoxious about it. But it is kind of appearing now. I do apologize. I've gotten mails like, man, I see your face everywhere. And I'm like, thank you. It's like, no, it wasn't a compliment, but thank you anyways, because you saw my face and you're sending me a message. Like, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. So
It worked.
exactly. So some of the shows I really enjoy is obviously connecting with builders. So I like you, I have a section like this where I feature builders from all over the ranges of the world and skill levels. I don't think it's limited to just world champions or anything like that. Like I want to focus on everybody else. I also have the backlog builder episodes, and this is where I would build my backlogs, because like I also want people to build with me. I want to be able to help me tackle my backlog and help you guys, provide some background music conversation while you build, because like I enjoy that when I'm building with people. It's the most amazing time in the world, right?
Yes.
Expanding a bit on that one, I'm going to be doing a little bit more of my other I do multiple contents, and I'm still working on a whole bunch of new shows and all that stuff as well. So new stuff coming season 2 that is still on my list that I wanted to do. But one thing that really stood out for me is my coffee breaks, and I'm going to be continuing that, where I talk about stuff that I think matters to people that not necessarily is part of the building process. I talk things about like how do you grow your how do you grow your Instagram, or like how do you become a better builder, or like how do you handle with stress, burning out, etc., etc. So these are like my segments where I would talk about the life stuff, and I do want AO Mecha to be more robust that way, because like there are topics that I don't think is covered with just regular news. You could watch news, but I want to talk about people and life, so it becomes a lifestyle more so brand than just a building show.
Yes.
And I never wanted AO Mecha to be limited to anything. There's so many potential topics out there, and I'm gonna try to tackle as many different ones as I can. So that's one of it. And I started doing some unboxing videos. So what I do now, before I do the build, I would do an unboxing for the video just to give everybody a preview. If they're interested in me building it, they could come watch it live, or if they're just interested to see what's in the box, then I would do that.
Yeah.
So 127, again, just showcasing a little bit of the unboxing. This is the type of style that I've developed now for the show. So a lot of it is light play, depth of field, and I think there's going to be more of that.
Ooh.
Also, I'm developing a whole bunch of. I've been working, collaborating with some talented people, just to get some ideas and maybe support. And all the music from my background for my unboxing are all original. And come season 2, and this is a surprise for you guys. Hey, for season 2 and upcoming shows in my YouTube channel, I'm going to be putting a playlist of all my original music for free for everybody to use.
Oh, cool.
They're going to be starting uploading in the next week or so once I finish all the graphics. But the first tracks that I've used for season 1 are all going to be there for use, because if you guys are thinking of doing your own show and you need some background music, or if you just want to do practice runs, feel free to use my content. Feel free to use my playlist for you guys. So stay tuned for that one. More announcements on that.
Oh,
Very nice, man. Very nice.
That's how far we are. So yeah, season 2 is coming up, but season 1 finale backlog builder happened on Wednesday that just passed, and that's with the this little guy, the TR6 Kiar. Love this thing, by the way. Like the design on it.
Just wait.
And finale for my feature builder episode is going to be this Saturday. That's with Joel Stone, aka True Gunpla. That's tomorrow night. So I've been a busy guy this week, man. Like all of the stuff that's happening, and this show has been amazing. So yeah, that's it. That's how far you're caught up with me now. Hi.
Very nice. Hi.
Thank you.
Very nice, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you very much for, just doing the whole, you know how it is. You've seen GTS before, I'm sure. So, thank you for just taking us, walking with us, and letting us know who you are, and letting the community know who you are. And we respect what you're doing. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really humble. And, all best luck to you. You have friends over here. Obviously, you have Sean, you have Derek, you have me, you have Yelena.
Awesome,
This is the whole CGC.
Yeah.
So don't ever think you're alone. To the viewers out there, go check out AO Mecha on his YouTube, on his Facebook, on his IG, on his OnlyFans, everything. Just go check him out. He has
boxers and everything, man. For premium top tier, I'll even bite the boxers.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, we're gonna get in trouble. Anyway, guys,
so
remember, we are.
Yeah. And I just want to say, Jess, thank you for having me on the show. I'm very, very, really awesome and honored to be here. And what you guys are doing is so much for the community, guys. Keep at it. And I can't wait to see what you guys will do next, man. You guys have a long road, and your journey is going to be awesome, man. Much respect.
Man, thank you so much.
No, thank you, man, for taking time to coming out. And once again, don't forget, guys, there's still the international contest that's going on. And as Jess said, we are extending it for another week, hey? So try to get your time and chance to get in on that as well. And once more again, don't forget, join our Discord server. Check out everyone. I believe AO Mecha here, Base Aerial, he's been sniping and sneaking in there somewhere. He's probably in there. Join us.
I like the I'm a voyeur when it comes to that.
And
very nice, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am there. I do follow it, guys. Like, don't forget they've extended it a week. So stop being slow and open your backlogs or something, or I'm gonna come knock on your door. And be like, my orange
with that face, Nico says. With that face, can we go back to slide 126, just real quick? With that face, gonna knock on your door. You're gonna open it. And it's gonna be him.
Hey,
he's gonna be looking at you.
What's up?
There you go. You get the hot face right there.
Awesome.
Very nice, guys. Thank you guys for joining us on GTS. We will see you guys next week. And before that, wait a second.
Oh.
Remember that we put out a video yesterday on GOMS, right?
Yes.
So we're to go over and watch it. It was really fun. I know audio issues. I know. I literally spent hours and hours editing that audio.
Thank you.
I did the best that I could.
Thank you.
But honestly, it was really fun, and there will be more things to come. So anyway, honestly, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. This is Master Grade Jess. And yeah, take care, guys.
Yeah, thank you again. Have a good night, guys.
See you.
Bye, guys.
Next time I'm on.